Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
Well, after back-to-back seasons that ended in the Stanley Cup final, the third time will not be the charm for your Edmonton Oilers, as this game, boys, wasn't even close to close. Utter domination from the Anaheim Ducks on home ice in a clinching scenario. Yes, the Oilers still had some chances, opportunities. My mood was dampened after 20 minutes, and I, from reading the chat right now, feel that a lot of Oilers fans share that same sentiment. The rest of it was just a formality. Bad, pathetic, whatever word you want to use, as the Edmonton Oilers fall 5-2 in Game 6 and fall in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It hurts, but at least we're hurting together, folks. Hello and welcome to Oilersnation After Dark, brought to you by Bet365, 19+. Please play responsibly. I hate to say it, but if you bet money line on the Ducks, you did get a 3-goal early payout at one point in this game. Do it before puck drop. They go up by 3. You will get paid. Vibe check, boys. I got Michael Menzies. I got Sean Panganiban. Unfortunately, Devin Dubnyk will not be joining us. It's 2 a.m. I know he stayed up, or it's 1 a.m. there right now. I know he stayed up in the Eastern time zone for that. That sucks. I'll start with you, Michael Menzies. The trolls are already in the chat. I want them to know your words cannot hurt me as much as this team decides to hurt me night in and night out. So give me your best. Throw down your like. Make sure you got the courtesy subscription. Voicemail lines active. People, let it rip, because this is one last ride here for Oilers Nation After Dark. Men's, you've been with me for a long time now. Give me a vibe check.
Yeah, I mean, to see them go out like this, just brutal. I mean, they can't manage the puck and dug themselves a hole, as opposed to, getting up 1-0 early in games. We said in pre-gaming, how does it look if the Oilers actually, get behind? And they dug themselves a big hole. They weren't ready to play. The sins of the series as a whole were evident here tonight again. And the Ducks earned it. The Ducks, they're moving on, and congratulations to them. They were the better team in this series, and the Oilers have a long, interesting, tumultuous offseason that lies ahead. Some of it stemming from what happened in this series, and some of it just the big philosophical questions that face this team about how the roster is put together. And I'm sure there'll be lots of time for the big. I'm sure we'll touch on the big picture stuff as it comes along. But overall in this series, they didn't give themselves enough chance to win whatsoever. And so, you were hopeful that in Game 5, there's some indicators perhaps, but no, not enough. Ducks were better.
Feels like a pretty simple breakdown tonight, Pangs. Yeah. They got severely outplayed. It was embarrassing, and it wasn't just this game. Feels like if you wrapped up all 6 games into one package, outplayed, embarrassed, whatever words you want to say. And boys, I regret to inform all of you that it, in fact, is not a cup year this season.
No.
Next year. Next year. I'm always going to have that up my sleeve, Pangs. Give me a vibe check.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of getting sick and tired of just kind of watching the Oilers in the handshake line, just looking defeated, and then they just threw the go-to zoom in on Connor McDavid, and he just looks so down, tired, distraught. The vibes are low. It's the Edmonton Oilers season. It ended, and it ended on a shitty note. Like Menzies saying, like, they were outworked, they were outplayed. Second period, it's just like you kind of had a feeling that it was kind of over. They showed some life, but the Ducks are too much, and hey, congrats to them.
Congrats to them. They deserve it every step of the way. Ducks fans, you're in here. Take your victory lap right now, because you were the better team. This is a series where it was the old wily veteran of the Edmonton Oilers against the young upstart squad of the Anaheim Ducks, and the Oil didn't have answers for a lot of their young talent. Jackson Lacombe ate Connor McDavid's lunch for the majority of this series. That continued again tonight. You couldn't stop a power play for the Anaheim Ducks that was lethal and finishes 50% in this series in 6 games. Much like the Oilers of yesteryear, it's a tough one, because this series, this is what the Oilers look like for 82 games. So I can't sit here and tell you that I'm surprised. I can tell you I'm sad and I'm broken and I'm disappointed, all the things you don't want to hear from your parents, but tough go right now in oil country. Got to pick up the mood. And if you want to do that, I recommend Boston Pizza because, oh, fuck, I don't want to say this. For 32 dark years, Canadian hockey teams have come up short.
The liner isn't going to
playoffs.
fit the action, you know what I mean? The liner's not going to match. So
No, head on down to BP's. They got their playoff-inspired menu is what they want me to tell you right now. They also want me to tell you it's built for a 16-win run. But Boston Pizza, the Oilers may disappoint you. Boston Pizza will not. They've got their awesome playoff menu right now. Let's kick it off with some super chats because you guys, the chat, the people, have been here every step of the way. We have been through the highs and the lows. Much more lows than highs, I would say, on this year's roller coaster. Shout out to the Ben Stelter Foundation because win, lose, or draw. There's been a lot of losses this season. We have raised a lot of money in support of a great cause, a great foundation that does amazing things for people going through. We think losing a hockey game sucks or a hockey series. Imagine with some people. Some perspective is much needed sometimes. QF Pro, $5, says, not a power play to be seen. Thanks, Wes. Macaulay, that is. You really are the worst. I'm taking some time off of hockey. See you in June, maybe. Next year.
Next year.
He had that in there before I even pulled that out. But QF Pro has watched me host a couple painful Oilers Nation After Darks in previous years. But, boys, thoughts? No power plays tonight for the Oil. We all said they're not getting more than 2 in this hockey game. Men's, they didn't even get 1. And you bitch about refereeing all you want. The Oilers didn't lose this game because of that, but it could have been a different story. I was online. I was reading things. People were pissed. What'd you think?
Yeah,
no peepers.
Yeah, but in games like this,
Doesn't matter. Dude.
No. You have to play better. You have to play better 5-on-5. And, I thought the call on Nuge was very soft. I thought it was a makeup scenario for Lazar, kind of the gray area play where it looked like he may have steered down the duck, and that's what led to the Oiler goal. The Oilers get called for too many men. I didn't think they put themselves in enough positions where they're going to draw a penalty. So I don't really have that feeling about this game at all, to be honest. This game was going to be decided whether they could kill the 1 or 2 penalties that they are taking, and whether they could actually manage the puck and sustain some pressure. And they weren't able to do that. So, no, I don't really buy into this for tonight, no.
That's not the reason they lost this game. That's not the reason the series looks like the way it did as a whole tonight. Just a microcosm of a lot of issues that plagued the Oilers all season long and all 6 games long. Tammy, our queen, cups up. Cheers, Tammy. We love you. She says, I love you, my ONAD fam. Heart, stick taps for Ben always. Tammy, you've been through a tough year. Perspective once again, so we hope you're doing well. We appreciate you being here for win, lose, or draw. You're the epitome of that. And then D-Pal, $69.99 to the Ben Stelter Foundation.
Nice.
We appreciate that. We love that. Says simply, Oilers played in the series like they did all year long. We shouldn't be surprised by its disappointing. Thanks, ONAD, for another great year. Next year. Pangs, it's like, I don't know, man. I've now hosted 2 post-game shows after Stanley Cup Finals loss. Obviously, round 1 isn't the same, but we didn't deserve to win that series. We didn't deserve to win that hockey game. We weren't the better team, and weirdly enough, that actually helps me sleep a little bit better, I guess, but doesn't make me feel any better.
No,
Thoughts?
absolutely not.
We're not surprised.
It's kind of crazy that normally the Edmonton Oilers special teams are winning them series, and like Menzies says, like they just didn't have it in regards to the special teams. Like taking a look at their work at 5-on-5 throughout the series, it was in the Oilers' favor. There's only 6 Oilers in their whole lineup that had a negative goals for percentage. So at 5-on-5, their play was pretty darn good. And today they just didn't bring it at 5-on-5. There were instances where early, like they were just trying to like we've seen throughout the season, just pass it around and look for the pretty play when they know they have a shaky netminder in Dostal. And look at the fourth line goal. It was just get a puck on net. They tried that later in the game, but just too little, too late.
Definition of too little, too late. You got a multi-goal deficit in the third period. You haven't been firing pucks on net the entire game. How is there not a change in mindset? We'll get into it later. Head coach Kris Knoblauch, what the future might mean. His extension is just about to kick in next season, but there's a lot of questions to be asked. And then there's even the further thing of you needed some of your star players to step up tonight, and they were started with Connor and Leon on the top line. That quickly changed. Nothing was going for the Oilers tonight. Continuing, the real McJesus is in. Where were you this series? 1399 says, at least this year I didn't have to see Kachuk's stupid grin after he bested me in the championship game for a third time. Oh, wait. Well, at least we finally found a goalie. Oh, no. I hate my life. We're going through it. Let him rip. Also, the voicemail line's active if you don't want to attach any money. Feel like the voicemail segment might get a little bit spicy later tonight. Maxentius, Decimus, 279. The one time you don't play the LA Kings first round. That guy's a troll. He's been in here for the whole series. Jordan, 1399. Thanks, boys. Kept us going all year. I think he's talking to us there, not the Edmonton Oilers. I hate the outcome, but this will be some much-needed rest. Love you, boys. See you in October next year.
Next year.
Positivity, Menzies. First time doing pre and post at Oilersnation. Pretty fun gig.
Yeah, the season. No, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed coming on, and it was brutal the way it ended. I mean, you know, I'd written it throughout the year. I had my suspicions and wrote it even right before the playoffs that like a run past maybe the second or third round I didn't really see, and you know, but even still, like just the way you lose, because so much of it was on your stick, you know, and not able to play with the puck well enough. And a lot of the factors of, okay, this type of injury, just it was way too delicate a balance between their whole roster. If this one thing wasn't working, it seemed to affect the whole layout lines 1 to 4. And so, yeah, it's a frustrating end to the season. And I'm really curious. I know Battle was kind of joking. It's like, these clips, but it's like, I'll be curious to see, you know, what these exits are, you know, here for tonight, because sometimes you get something revealing, and I'll be curious to see if we do.
I'm curious if there will be any emotion in here. I see Connor McDavid just had a quote. Shout out Spec. We were an average team all season long.
Ouch.
Truer words
so true.
have never been spoken from our leader. At least he's a straight shooter in that way. I mean, once again, the same issues that plagued them tonight is what plagued them in game 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 60. Like, there was never any adjustments entirely made. I mean, they did in the regular season, and you thought that you saw something of a different style of hockey, more responsible, safer in their own end, and then this series, that just completely evaporated from this Oilers team. I also see Leon Draisaitl says, quote, they were the better team. You think? 6 games says a lot, especially for the Oilers who had home ice advantage. Final one, there's a lot of them, but we're going to pick these up throughout the show because you guys are great. It's Rusty with $100. Woo! Oh, wow. The Optimist. He says, tough loss, tough season. It is what it is. The Edmonton Oilers will be back better than ever next year.
Next year.
I added that. He just wrote those words himself. Hope will never die. Heal up, rest up, and come back in October better than ever. For now, go Mammoth. Amen, brother. I'll join you on the bandwagon. Love you all. Have a great night. Let's go Oilers. Okay, a couple of things before the headlines. Brett, we got to do the Gatorade thing. We got to shout out to Gatorade. They're a new friend here on Oilersnation After Dark. For one show.
Quick friend.
So, quick get in, get out here with Gatorade.
It's like when you match, you swipe right, you match, then you look the next day, and they're gone.
She already blocked
What's
me.
going on?
She already, no.
What?
It has to be me. But either way, Gatorade, they've created a new form of collectible, the limited edition bottles that if you see here, these are made from actual game-worn Edmonton Oilers jerseys. Only 50 of these bottles exist, and no two bottles are identical. The limited edition GX bottles were made using the game-worn jerseys from Edmonton Oilers players. Gatorade is the official isotonic partner of the Edmonton Oilers since 2016. They're giving these away on their Instagram. It ends tomorrow at 5 p.m., so you got to get in there, check it out, and maybe you could win one of these. Which player's game-worn jersey would you want your bottle
Well,
to
I
be
was
made
just
out of?
curious if they could put like missing persons photos on the side of some of those Gatorade bottles. Like there were milk
Frederick?
There's
cartons.
a lot.
I was gonna say,
I don't even want to know where he is. That's the thing.
Trent Frederick tears on one of them.
Absolutely. Brett, give me some champagne poppy for one last time. It's time for us to get into the headlines.
Yeah.
They're brought to you by Swiss Stone Air. Open 25 years and now open 7 days a week. The pride of the North Side. Swiss Stone Air is great for your events at home or office. Check out their location at 8308 144 Ave Northwest or order online at SwissStoneAir.com. Well, the Oilers didn't win the first period tonight. They did not get out to the hot start that we saw in Game 5. In fact, Anaheim took it to them pretty much. They grabbed a 1-0 lead 10 minutes into the hockey game, and they got that first goal, Menz, for the first time all series long. All previous 5 games, the Oilers had jumped out to a 1-0 lead, but the roles were reversed in this one. Podkolzin was definitely on the Anaheim Ducks side in this hockey game tonight, as you see it here. The Cutter Gauthier goal was the third one in this period. We'll go through them all, but I mean, that's not an excuse on anything. The first goal here, Ryan Poehling, who was just a dog this series. When you got to worry about all this top-end young talent, it's Ryan Poehling who hurts the Edmonton Oilers. But, Brett, I want you to play goal number 2 for the Anaheim Ducks because Devin Dubnyk isn't here with us, but he's here in spirit because he texted me during this game and was none too pleased with Matthias Ekholm, the veteran, the Viking, the experienced NHL defenseman, because on this play, you see it as it develops. It's a 3-on-2 coming back into the Edmonton Oilers' end, but because of Ekholm's choice here, this quickly turns into a 2-on-1 with a completely wide open, unprotected Chris Kreider. Sure, that shot's nasty. You can't teach skill like that. That's completely labeled to the top corner. But you look at Ekholm, and he just completely abandons Chris Kreider on the backside back door. And what do you know? Leo Carlsson, give him credit. This play's unbelievable. He shot up the ice out of a cannon. Works a little give and go. Great feed over to Kreider. But, Menz, I'll start with you. These are the kind of mistakes you expect your veteran players in a do-or-die game, the guys that have been speaking to the media the last 72 hours saying, hey, we've been here before. We know what to do when we're in these moments. And it isn't just Ekholm. I don't want to just single him out. But on that play, I was baffled in the moment. And the Doobie paragraph was long and furious, Menz.
Yeah, well, he allows too much space behind him. Like, he shrinks so much. Savoy has to do a better job of staying on Carlson's hip. Nurse probably can't shade so much to the outside and stay in between the dots and hover middle. And then, Ingram there is maybe too far committed to their side. I mean, that there's some blame to go around, and that's just, all series long. Like, the breakdowns on some of these goals. Look, overall, the best players for the Oilers were not their best players. And here's just, a microcosm, again, of the series at large. You're okay. Ekholm has to work like hell to get back, but there's just too much ice there. And that's one that, overall, that the team can't be given up.
Absolutely. And then gets a little bit worse. So you mentioned it, the Nuge penalty, as soft as we all think it was, and it was, in my opinion. We talked about it. Hey, the best way you can control the PK, control the refs, is do not put yourself in position. It is what it is. And then Pangs continues with the puck luck here. His Cutter Gauthier is able to snipe with the man advantage from his office, Leon Draisaitl's spot. And I don't even know how to count how many times this has happened to Darnell Nurse this season. Eventually, you just have to sit back and laugh because it's going to make me cry the more that I think about it. Gauthier gets a shot off, goes off the stick of Darnell Nurse, changes the direction, a little bit slower. It beats Connor Ingram over top of the shoulder. And, I mean, yes, puck luck was on the Anaheim Ducks side, but this power play, Pangs, it was no different tonight. They went, I believe, 50% on the evening, as they did for the entire series.
Yeah, on this play here, like I get what Darnell Nurse was trying to do. Try to get your stick in front of it, just try to block it. But I'm going to take a page out of Don Cherry. Don?
Yeah.
Going to take a page out of your book here. I remember like just watching Don Cherry say, he's like, kids, get your stick out of the way there because it's going to deflect inside the net. Is that okay? Can you try that? Yeah.
Hey, look at this here. Let's pull it up. Pull it up. Here we go. So here it is. You see, watch this now, kids. You watch it. Look. It's got a stick down like that. Look. Ingram, no chance there for Ingram. He's looking at Nurse. Look at him. He's shaking his head. He's shaking his head. Because the defenseman, he's reaching in too many times. Nurse. It's going in off of him.
And you know what?
Many times.
Don Cherry wasn't right about some things, and he's right about some things, and he's right about this play. You got to get your stick out of the way there. Like, I can understand it if, like, you're impeding it and you're going to block the shot, but it's like there's so much distance. That's exactly what happened in the back of the net for the Oilers there.
We got the YouTube slap on the wrist.
Hey, it's the last show. Empty the clip, brother.
Empty the clip?
I say empty the clip. Fuck it. What do you got on me? No, I shouldn't shit talk YouTube directly to YouTube.
Yeah,
there isn't really that many more clips to show.
That's true.
You know, like, there really isn't. You dig yourself a hole like that. But, I mean, the Ducks scored 4 power play goals against the Oilers in the regular season. It should have been in 3 games. Like, and the Ducks power play, although finishing the regular season well, was not a good regular season power play. They were in the 20s. I think they were 23rd or 24th. Whatever their plan was on the PK was not a good one. And it's the type that make heads roll. I mean, 8 for 16, the Ducks the Oilers in how their power play was able to operate at such a high clip over the course of the series. And Anaheim, obviously they've got 2, units that they play evenly, and the goals were even dispersed pretty well evenly. But even on the PK, like, I was surprised McDavid was the second shift out in that scenario. Whereas I thought they were trying to keep, McDavid for the 5-on-5 type of play. Not the case. So again, there were just even at various moments, whether it wasn't a face-off one like Knobloch had said at times. I don't think they fronted enough pucks and actually got in enough shooting lanes. Instead, it was going off of them. Or Anaheim was able to create those rebounds and screens. But they also created and manufactured so much of the puck luck, whether it was on the power play or even strength. The Oilers scored their 1 goal because they created some puck luck. Dostal gave them a rebound. And so anyway, on the PK, they couldn't find pairs to go. And I understand that Henrique goes down in game 1, and he was a part of it. But Henrique had been missing for a juncture of the season. Dickinson inconsistently in the lineup, missed a couple games, not at his full health. But the plan, I'm not sure what the plan was at the end of the day on the penalty kill.
There's no excuses to be made. Like, yes, Rico, I'd also point out when he got injured earlier in the regular season, that's also a time when the Oilers' PK completely fell apart. But that can't be a one-man thing, and this, in my opinion, falls directly and entirely on the coaching staff for the Oilers. You knew it going into the series. That should have been bullet point 1, 2, and 3. And after 3 games, it should have been bullet point 4, 5, 6 as well. Yet, there was nothing to be done, nothing to be changed. Once again, I don't have any better ideas. I'm not paid millions of dollars to find the X's and O's and coach your penalty kill unit. It was just more of the same in this series. And, I mean, more of what we saw all season long. Because let's not kid ourselves. The PK was never anything to write home about or anything special to talk about. We talked about on pre-gaming, how if the Oilers don't get the 1-0 lead, how are they going to respond? They got it in all 5 games. Well, you could argue they completely fell apart after they didn't get the 1-0 lead, and you're sitting there down 3-1. We are incredibly quiet around Oilers Nation HQ. It's never a good sign when you've got me, Brett, and Menzies not speaking. Like, that's bad news bears. Because we all knew in this series, the second period has been the Edmonton Oilers' kryptonite, and that continued once again. The ice was completely tilted in the Anaheim Ducks' favor, and like shift after shift after shift, wave after wave, it didn't matter what trio was doing it. Their fourth line was going out and punishing the Edmonton Oilers' top line, making them look silly, and somehow, some way, the Oilers actually didn't allow a goal for the majority of that period. And then you get a Zach Hyman, what you thought was a goal. I still say, Zach Hyman, you can't celebrate like that when I know that you kicked it directly into the crease or past the goal line that much. He even had that smile looking up of like,
wow.
No, that was never going to go in type thing. And then, what do you know, felt like, a minute later, Brett, it's Troy Terry. He scores, and Menzies, you talk about puck management, and how that's a theme for the Oilers. It's a quick strike attack, quick offense going back the other way for the Anaheim Ducks, and Troy Terry was able to finish this one off. Oh, it's very frustrating. That would be the end of the highlights, men's. That would be, well, I guess there is one more goal, but we're not going to get a look at it. Second period's bad for the Edmonton Oilers, and a final minute goal allowed where like this second period was nowhere even close to close. Now I get the shots. I believe you look at it, it's 15-10 for the Anaheim Ducks. I felt sitting there at points like, come on, do something already.
There came in bunches for the Oilers. There was, a couple sustained shifts with pressure in that second period, but not nearly enough. I mean, in terms of the time of possession and stuff like that. And there's a play where Bouchard, steps up at neutral. I thought he was overall very inconsistent tonight, as he was kind of all series. And Ingram, who had made a ton of stops, doesn't, the shot beats him there. So, it was one if they could, somewhat escape, but they didn't make enough plays here to really, tilt the ice back. They didn't support battles. There's chipping pucks into the offensive zone. But if you're not going to have, F1, okay, try to tie up and then try to support the puck. Bieksa pointed out something really good, too, in the second intermission. How many poor changes tonight? I mean, they honestly take a too many men call, but just, slow off the bench, not knowing where they need to be, maybe a function of all the line combos changing.
There could have been some confusion there.
Throughout the game. And so it was a slow bleed like the regular season was a slow bleed, and hoping that, last year I saw him with, half a pulse, be able to, come back to life again. But, the Oilers challenged you all season to say, do I believe my eyes or do I believe the past? And, you got to believe your eyes.
That's really what we banked this entire season on. We've joked about it off camera that, like, yeah, man, if you just quizzed me on I've watched hockey for 30 years of my life, could probably tell you this ain't a Stanley Cup contender, but the fact that you could just fall back on the last 2 seasons, I think as fans and as players, that was their detriment. We heard it all season. We know when we need to play our best hockey. Come playoff time, we'll snap our fingers, we'll flip the switch was the term we heard all season, and then what do you know? It isn't that simple. The regular season does matter. You need to build habits. You need to build towards something. And it felt like all year it was just, okay, we'll get into the dance. Oh, we got Anaheim. They won 2 of their last 10. This is going to be a cakewalk. And just to further on your point, Menzies, of like, the Oilers lost so many battles in this series, but specifically this hockey game. In a game where you're supposed to unload the clip, empty the tank, I was baffled by the amount of chips into the offensive zone and then just soft strides here and there, immediately allowing Ducks defenders to grab the puck, turn, shoulder check, make a play out of the zone, and there was no supporting of the puck. Even if one guy got in, he'd immediately lose the battle because there's nobody else there. Give Anaheim their credit, yes, sure, but I hate the cliche saying that I'm about to give you, but Anaheim just wanted it more. They were harder on the forecheck. They threw more hits tonight. They blocked more shots. They had less giveaways. They were more opportunistic. They took less penalties overall in this series, and just they won more battles, and that's why they won more hockey games. Pangs, you picking up what I'm laying down here? Like, it's just, they're young, sure, and they got all this energy, but I don't care. That's not an excuse for the Edmonton Oilers, such a battle-tested, proven team, just to kind of mail it in here in this series.
100%. In the pregame, we talked about should they load the McDavid and Draisaitl line together, and they started with that. And I would say early, that line, they were making passes, but we were trying to make too pretty of plays. But the passes were clicking, and McDavid's dangles, they were clicking early, but they didn't score. And I was concerned going into the second period because it's been their worst period. And it seemed like, we talked about emptying the clip, it seemed like that line emptied the clip in the first period, and then they just didn't have anything. You talked about giveaways. Darnell Nurse, Evan Bouchard, Leon Draisaitl, Matthias Ekholm, Connor McDavid, those five gave away the puck the most. Your star players gave the puck away the most in this game. They didn't have it when they should have, because they are, like you said, the more experienced team. Tough one for the Oilers tonight.
It just even building off that, in the first period, Anaheim wins 71.4% of the draws. They won 15 out of 21 draws. They were ready to go off the haul. Why I had concerns about that line being created was especially with last change. Lacombe could go out any time that Quenneville wanted, could go out against that line, and Lacombe had great success even in Game 5. Knoblock wasn't manipulating that advantage probably well enough, to be honest, but they had gotten up by so much early on. But I just thought it was far too pass happy early in the game against a goaltender that had got yanked. He got yanked first 10 minutes. There was the shift that the fourth line was able to sustain, have two puck retrievals. They were able to change in the offensive zone, whipped it around between McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bouchard. They finally shoot it. It was Bouchard's shot, missed the net, and then it was out of the zone. And there were opportunities before, and I'd argue better opportunities, with a clear lane toward Dostal to shoot it. And their only goal in that period comes off of a frankly unsuspecting shot by Doc toward the net that created a rebound to then score the goal. So, again, about manufacturing your luck, well, if that line doesn't set the tone about how overall the team should play, if it's not clicking with them playing that style, then how does the team overall adjust if Podkolzin isn't having a great night, driving play? Or others further down the lineup, Roslovic tried, but to no avail. You know what I mean? And that is such a Oiler-itis that goes through them after victories. Right? And so
you said this 5 minutes into the game, and you went, oh, yeah, Oilers post-victory. They're going to pass the puck into the net, and again, I feel like such a broken record. I have all season. Brett, you've been here. We've said the same shit all year. I could only imagine what it's like to be in that room. And again, Kris Knoblauch, we'll get into that discussion in just a couple, maybe hours. Who knows how long we're going tonight on After Dark. But this same thing of yes, Lucas Dostal wins this series. He wins 4 games. Sure, he gets to move on. But I don't understand how in a do-or-die desperation, you got to leave it all out there game, that this guy looked shaky as shit from the get-go. And I'd say even in the series as a whole, we joked about he might have been the 4th best goaltender in this series. You saw Ingram, Jari, Husso, and then Dostal. I know Ducks fans are in here. They're going to be all over my ass right now because I said that. I get it. He's the winner, but he looked shaky at points. And you combine that with the fact it's the final or could be the final game of the season. How are you not just pounding the rock, especially as you got into the second period, the third period, you're down by multiple goals. A 3-goal. Bet365 had already paid out folks that rode with the Ducks, and there just needed to be more urgency, and that applies to the entire series as a whole. Felt like they were just waiting for, I don't even know what, to come out and save them, because it wasn't going to happen. I do got to ask, though, need some slight positivity here. I hope it's positivity. Connor Ingram. What do we think about Connor Ingram in this hockey game? This loss, this series loss, is not on him. I don't want to see anybody blaming goaltenders like they have in previous seasons. That was then. This is now. Ingram stopped 26 of 30 for an .867 save percentage. He finishes minus 1.58 goals saved below expected. He did not have a good start to this hockey game. He allowed 3 goals on 6 shots. Not that all 3 goals were his fault. Once again, we broke down some puck luck on the paling. First one, the third one on the power play goes off Darnell Nurse's stick and goes past Connor Ingram. But we were curious at one point if he might even get yanked, if Tristan Jarry might get pulled in. And once again, I don't want to say it's because of Ingram and how bad he was, but you needed a momentum change of some kind. And I will say for Ingram, I thought he responded very well in the second period as the game went along, and as the Ducks were just straight up taking it to the Edmonton Oilers. He kept him in it. It was a 2-goal game at one point later on as this thing went going. It didn't feel close. It felt like it could have been 9-2 at some point, but Ingram kept him in it. Pangs, we'll start with you. Thoughts on the beard?
Yeah, I thought he was all right this game. We said in the pregame, Connor Ingram can generally stop the shots that he's seeing. 2 goals against tonight weren't his fault. I'd say that. Maybe the only bad goal for Ingram was that kind of 2-on-1 where they kind of shot it through him. That was the only bad one there. I'm taking a look. I don't know about natural stat trick on this one. It said he only faced 1 high danger chance. I don't know about that one. And he didn't save that one, they said, but
Okay.
0% save percentage on that one. But overall, I think he was okay.
My friend?
Yeah, like,
It's not on him. It's not on
well,
him.
you just have multiple. The first goal against, you have this double pinball, that goes into the net, and so all of a sudden you're in a hole. You're not, giving yourself a chance. And overall, for large portions of the season, the Oilers in front of their goaltending didn't support their goaltending. So I don't know. To me, it's way lower down the list of things.
Yeah, it's not even worth, really. I just wanted to mention him, obviously, as sees people I see.
But this season came down to a goalie that you acquired,
For pucks.
who was on the waiver wire that you got. That's what this came down to because of a goaltending trade made in December where the confidence was so shaken by that goaltender where it was almost seen as the scariest proposition on the board to start a potential game. And so now, into the offseason, you don't got a fucking clue about what they're going to do at this position. Like, at the very least, heading into the year, there could have been a reset. But Ingram doesn't have a contract moving forward, and yeah.
That was it. Once again, this is an ONE conversation, and I know we're going to have it a lot all the way up until July 2nd, but how in the fuck Stan Bowman could sit there this season, watch Stuart Skinner be at whatever level he was. Calvin Pickard, borderline, not even borderline, straight up unplayable for the Edmonton Oilers, but they refused because he was good in the room, because these guys that we saw, Connor and Leon and the leaders, they love him, and we love Picks too. But it's about what have you done for me lately. They refused. They waited to make that move with Calvin Pickard, and in turn ended up trading a goaltender in Stuart Skinner with Kulak and a second-round pick. I might even add that Skinner, well, I'm sure it eventually would have came back down. He was actually playing okay hockey at the time of the trade. You make it for a more experienced, or less experienced, more expensive, possibly shittier goaltender than Stuart Skinner. And after we've watched the back half of the season, I am willing to say that Jarry is a shittier goaltender than Stuart Skinner. We'll see if that can change. We got one good game in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
We're going to be banking on that. But the fact that Stuart Skinner, once again, much younger, would have been a UFA at the end of the season. You could have had a complete Press the reset button. No him, no Pickard. Connor Ingram's a free agent as well. You could have had, we discussed it a lot. Ooh, could you get a UC Soros? What big name fish could you go out and acquire? And that so many outside talking heads or podcasts, whatever, they go, I just don't understand how the Oilers have still yet to fix their goaltending. That it's like the most known issue in the world, and that for whatever reason, Stan Bowman tried to make that one, and that is a decision that is going to, we'll see, hopefully not, bite the Oilers in their rear end for some time to come. Shout out Connor Ingram. He deserves all of his flowers. He was a shining beacon of hope in an otherwise dark fucking cloud of bad everything around the Edmonton Oilers crease. He deserves his flowers. I hope he stays an Edmonton Oiler. I hope that there's something about he doesn't like the spotlight type situation. He's been, talked about how much he's enjoyed his time in Edmonton, but I don't know, Pangs. I don't like thinking about the Jari trade. I've tried to block it from my brain.
Yeah.
Because what better spot we could have been in right now, if not that. I get this is an After Dark post-game show, but we do need to talk about some of these things.
I remember thinking at the time when they made the trade, like Stuart Skinner had a rough stretch, and I think he stringed together like 2-3 wins in a row, and then so it was just so like unsuspecting that they made this trade. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when the Brasses decided to make that decision that is the guy that we're going to get that makes more money than Stuart Skinner. And Connor McDavid gave the team a favor by signing at a lower, like he deserved more money. And I'd imagine his intention was to get me a goalie. And that's what they got in Tristan Jarry. At times couldn't make standard saves. So I don't know. I'm a little irate about the season and especially the goalie situation.
Jen, I'll just finish the point that, I can't hang much on Ingram at all because it wasn't it's not his show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He came in.
Everything he gave us was an added bonus that saved our bacon.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm not hanging.
I say thank you to Connor Ingram. I tip my hat to the Connor Ingram.
Yeah.
Tip your hat, Menzies. Did you?
I tipped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that little kid with the cheater hat.
I just realized we're all wearing backwards hats. Bunch of thugs. It's only a bunch of thugs. Backwards hats. Look at them, Mazzaros. Gonna steal your hubcaps.
Colin Coward says you can't trust a quarterback with a backwards hat. Can't do it. Won't do it. We talked about Lucas Dostal, his play. We talked about McDry. Menzies, maybe.
This is actually like a great comment. Brendan's Ingram was refreshingly average, and I think for the most part, that's like the right angle.
I saw somebody earlier put Ingram reminded us what average goaltending is. That when we've discussed throughout the years, the Oilers just need above average, slightly above average, or average goaltending, and they could make a run. And I still do believe that, but it was the Oilers skaters out on the ice, I think, this series that did them dirty and is a large reason why they will be on the golf course this weekend. One bonus, Brett, we got our weekends back, so I'm not there yet. I'm still bummed out. I will get there. You guys want to go? Do you guys golf? I got the golf bug last year, so I'm back in now.
I'd like
getting decent.
Sherwood Park courses. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to Legend.
Well, let's go
right
golf,
by my house.
man. It's all right. I heard there's a lot of golf courses out on the beach there.
Oh, so Liam
There it
Payne
is.
sent us this
That's so nice.
recently, yes. So I'm on the left, Menzies, and then Liam, and then Brett. The boys are on the
You're on the
beach.
left?
I'm the guy in the white T-shirt.
That's you?
Yeah.
What?
It's back in my goatee
Isn't
day.
he hot? He's kind of hot.
It doesn't even look like you.
Yeah, it doesn't really, but I know what photo he used to do this. I was rocking a goatee back in the day.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. You guys are telling me about this time. Oh, yeah. It was in Mexico. Maui. That's a good time.
Yeah, when Menzies was fresh off the plane.
I dress. Nobody dresses up to fly anymore. No class around here, even on the beach. Still gotta look good. Good-looking guy there. Green on green.
Okay, we got a lot of super chats. But I can tell you right now, we have currently raised $634.34 for the Ben Stelter Foundation.
Tremendous.
You guys are the best. Win, lose, or draw. You're taking it to new levels tonight. So We're going to do these in increments throughout the whole show because there is a lot of them right now. Cadbury Mini Egg said $20, 20 shillings to charity tonight. Everyone go donate to the Ben Stelter Foundation. Jared McCann, you are an Edmonton Oiler next season. Yeah, chat. Give me what do you want? What's your dream off season? Maybe put in all capitals off season so it's easier for me to see it.
I thought he meant Jared McCain. I was like, oh, that'd be cool.
Like
we need a point guard.
The Oklahoma City Thunder point guard. Maybe he's good at TikToks. Joe Opinionated, $13.99. Well, there's always next year. Next year. This concludes the decade of daylight. Ooh, fuck. I don't like that. Good luck, Habs. Looking forward to my Soros Oilers jersey for Christmas. $5 from Actual Mexican. That's their name. I didn't say it. 1 a.m. in NYC, and I am in tears. Can't wait to be back here with all of you next season, though. Maybe that's why the Oilers didn't have good work this year. Our boy Actual decided to go out to the Big Apple. Ooh. Then we got on Percy, or that we already did this. It was, did he do this? Did we read the Percy? It was $69. Yes, he says shotguns anyways for the beauties on the ONAD crew. I promised Austin I would shotgun a beer if the Oilers won. A deal's a deal, Austin. I'm sad. I don't want to be sad drinking now.
It's the last show. We won't have another show.
All right, if you crack it for me and we'll get there with the voice. Yeah, I'll shotgun a beer later on at the show. Woo! What am I talking about? We'll do it. Last AD, B-Boy 229, $5, said, thank you, After Dark boys, for keeping me from going crazy throughout a tough, long season. Love the Oilers Nation crew, and Oilers will be back. Pangs, I'm happy you could join us for one last ride here. It's sad we couldn't break it down with Doobie, but it's also sad I didn't wear my Oil Up t-shirt.
Very nice. Very good texture and comfort.
It's kind of all your fault, actually, upon review.
We read the email.
It's worth mentioning. We can throw stones at everyone right now. Do it in the voicemails. What don't you like about me? I want to hear about it. I've seen it in the contact form emails.
I got a lot of problems with you people, and you're going to hear about it.
It's not December 23rd, but we're airing some grievances.
Not Festivus yet.
Big Comfy Chesterfield, $5. Who is ready and excited for the retooling of this offseason? I am. I got to say, the Ducks had the tunes behind them to pump up ADTR. What does that mean?
ADTR.
I'm not good with acronyms.
Me neither.
No. Can you explain yourself, Big Comfy Chesterfield? Okay, then Velcro 93, 1999.
Anaheim Ducks team roster?
Absolutely. I'm sure that's it. Velcro 20. What's the change you want to see? Somehow that was our least physical or controlling game. The play didn't change. Is it players, coaching, defense, entire line? Dude, I don't even know right now. Okay, I'm too in it right now. I should once again say tune into Oilers Nation every day. Every weekday, Monday through Friday. We'll still be going every day until July 2nd. And I'll say it right now. We're still going to do a couple episodes with the Oilers Nation After Dark team. Maybe not for a couple weeks here. I need to take a break and step away from this room. Yeah. So basically live in this room. But we'll have some stuff coming your way, men's. We're also going to work on skits this summer. Yeah. We've been in our writing bag, and
comedy.
We're ready to deliver some comedy.
We're gonna write some bits. Yeah, it should be fun. We'll keep ourselves occupied amidst again a lot.
Do you have an answer to what change do you want to see? I'm too in it right now for me to give you.
I could give you a handful. I think the change is going to be like the organization is going to have to get ruthless. And that's something that we haven't seen. Yeah. Like, Nurse is going to have the no-move contract for one season yet. But are you going to make the situation uncomfortable enough where a trade is going to be, an actual possibility? But, there's a handful in each position, whether it's Frederick's done a lot of money, but it's just an example of similar to the players in the Stanley Cup final that were signed that didn't play in the most crucial of games. You got $3.85 million that didn't play tonight. And is that Connor Brown? Is that Connor Brown on a penalty kill that is struggling? You know what I mean? And then
Could it be 20-goal Corey Perry?
well, right.
Could have been that.
And then you have goaltending. So where Jar is the only goaltender that's under contract next season. So like one change, I know that's a good question. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's so many like ripple effects. Like I would wager Knobloch's coached his last game. I'm not certain about Stan Bowman's status or Jeff Jackson. Jackson's probably safe. But Bowman's made good moves on the margins, but the big moves have been really concerning. And this team probably has to make big moves, but Bowman's going to be the one making the big moves. And I don't necessarily feel, I might feel a little anxious about that. So, yeah, there's a whole litany of things that could be its own thing, but there's things we can nibble on. Never mind the pending free agents, of which I think the Oilers are going to should sign a couple of them, but they can't bring them all back, nor should they. And they also have to improve the team, because even the groups that you're longing for, the games the last, a couple of years ago, they were still trying to improve upon that team. And then you take a big step back, right? So that was a big, long answer, I understand, but there's a lot of dominoes here.
There's so much to unpack. And while Kris Knoblauch, people may remind you, his contract extension kicks in at the start of next season. That will take it to the 28-29 season. I do believe, well, I understand the emotions more there, and especially right now, and I'm reading this chat, people are pissed. They want Nobby gone, and it's the lack of fire in moments on the bench when the Oilers are getting dogged by the referees, or just no fire into his players, and making them, or at least looking or attempting to look even like he's got some amount of passion or energy in there. But my question is much more for Stan Bowman, because you can't escape it, man. That Jari trade is absolutely fucking brutal. The Trent Frederick contract, there's some competition around the NHL, but it's somehow one of the worst and most embarrassing deals. The fact the guy didn't even play the final 2 games in the do-or-die moments of your season tells where he is in the locker room with Nobby, and the fact that he's got no moves. He's got, 3.25, 85?
3.85.
Of course it's 8. I wanted to speak it into existence. It was 0.2.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't. There's, that's a good point you made here. Margin moves. Pods, amazing. Kasperi Kapanen off the waiver wire, that's unbelievable.
Arguably the best forward in the series for the Oilers.
I'm going to say the best forward in the series for the Edmonton Oilers. And, you take the swing on Jake Wallman that worked last season. He didn't look like playoff Wallman for much of this year. Now you've got Matthias Ekholm at 35 years old. He's signed to a bigger deal. For me personally, and I just made a poll in the chat, that was me who did it, of who would you rather have gone, Nobby or Bowman? And we are 100 votes in, and it's a 49% Nobby, 51% Bowman. It's not good when it's that torn. Pangs, thoughts, feelings, concerns?
I'm taking a look at the Oilers roster throughout the season, and just listen to these names that played for the Oilers this year that just didn't play, no longer here or didn't play. Noah Philp, Quinn Hudson, Matthias Janmark, Isaac Howard, who else is there?
Mangiapane.
David Tomaszek, Robbie Yarvente. Look at all these players who are rookies, no longer with the team, are injured. I look at this season as a whole. To me, heading in, I went in with a mind, it's such a retooling year. It's such a retooling year that they were just trying to plug and play spots, seeing what hit. What hit? Matt Savoy turned into a top-line guy. So there are some positives. But at the same time, there are, like you said, there's so many question marks. There's so many dominoes that there's a lot of questions that are going to need to be answered in the offseason.
Yes, there is. And it's going to be a long one. The last 2 years have just ended, and we've been right into the draft and then free agency. And then 2-3 months, you're back on the ice here. And so again, there's positives to be taken out of this. Let me be real with you for a moment. It felt like early on this season that I remember just debating it on ONE, and it was Tyler and Liam, and Tyler basically presenting the idea of, could this year just be a wash? Could it just be a throw in the towel type season? And that's why he didn't want to make a big goaltender move, because you could have left some options here throughout the offseason. The Oilers elected not to do that, which I understand. You have 97, you have 29, you need to go for it every single year, but the fact that they had played so much hockey in the last couple seasons, they had been on grueling runs, had been crushed, climb all the way up the mountaintop, you fall down, then you got to start right at game number 1 of 82. It felt like a slog all year. It looked like a slog all year, and it's loser talk. I am fully in my loser talk bag right now, but there's a positive to be said that maybe they can go out this offseason, actually rest up, actually work on parts of their game, and maybe next year, maybe next year is the year that you see them go, okay, we learned it the hard way last season that, in fact, the regular season does matter. And then, it's again, loser talk and grasping at straws.
There's some Knoblock quotes that are directly
on my phone.
About this. Zach's got them in
Should we go with the Nobby clip right here that we got? You got him loaded in? Okay, so here's Kris Knoblauch post-game talking about what the team went through this season and how hopefully a longer break will help them out. Here he is, Nobby.
I know you hoped you'd be able to flip a bit of a switch, but did that kind of run out on you, that idea that the regular season was just something to get through and the playoffs you'd flip a switch?
I definitely felt it during the season that it was just a formality of the regular season, and everyone was looking forward to the playoffs so much. And, we pushed so hard to get into the playoffs, and then the playoffs, we had so many guys injured that, we just weren't ready for it. So, this team has played a lot of hockey. I believe most games in the last 3 years. I think most games in the last 5 years. And on everybody's mind was the playoffs. Unfortunately, it wasn't. The timing for us wasn't good.
Is that an adjustment that has to be made? Does the regular season need to be a place where you find better hockey more often?
Well, I think with the break that we are going to have, it sets us up to have a more meaningful regular season. And I don't know, maybe I'm misusing the word meaningful. Obviously it's meaningful, but more attention, more determination, and not being so, tired, and, it gives this team a break. They needed a break. Obviously they don't want a break. They want to continue playing. But I think starting next year, we'll be a little more hungry and ready for this regular season.
Quote, I certainly felt it during the season that it was just a formality, the regular season. That can't be the case. That, once again, yes, it's the players that have that mindset, but the team is supposed to mold in the personality of their head coach, and he needs to nip that in the bud if he felt like that throughout much of the year. And he said a lot of what I just said, so that's at least the right things there. But men's thoughts, feelings.
I'm of two minds here because, for one, to go to 3 consecutive Stanley Cup finals, it's been done recently, but it's been done by teams that have won. It's rarely done by teams that have lost back-to-back, and there is something to that because you have this built-in structure, and you actually do accomplish, the final task. And so I do think that's relevant, but I think recent teams are the outlier and made it seem as if, it's, easier than it is. I think Knobloch, I remember Spector asked him on Saturday before game 4, I think it was, a question that was like, why has it been so hard to stop and stop? And Knob. Did
you think it'd be so hard?
Yeah, he gave the thing and he didn't want to say it. I think he's known this the whole time. There have been a litany of injuries throughout the season. I do think there is some unluckiness, but that's the way it goes. You know what I mean? And so I think that's baked into the cake. I'm not giving them an excuse here, but it was part of the reason why I didn't have my sights set so deep anyway. But there are certain issues about whether, and you could say, well, Knobloch's going to nip that in the bud. Well, Woodcroft.
Yeah.
Tippett. You can go on and on about the amount of coaches the team's had.
They lost their jobs too.
Some of it's got to be, some of it's got to be player driven. Some of this series was player driven about how they played. But there are definitely fair criticisms of Knobloch about, if a team forechecks a certain way, they can't handle it. They can't play. The penalty kill couldn't figure it out. There are things that are in his control. I don't think this team uses the middle of the ice nearly well enough. And so there are concerning trends in that way that I think, and the fact the whole Paul Coffey, situation happened is why I'm saying I don't think he'll be back, because that was strange and it came from high above. So, but on the other hand, if this team wasn't going to win the Stanley Cup, this is the best time to lose. But losing this way costs a lot of people. It costs people's jobs, and it makes for a whole lot of calamity for the offseason. But the regular season has a function and a purpose. And you have to build a structure to your game that you can repeat so that when you go into the postseason, it's not just, here we go. Now's the time we show everybody.
We did it last
the generic
year.
phrases. This is why I even ripped Waz for no reason. Are the Oilers back? I'm sick of hearing are the Oilers back. So
They're not. They're not back.
There's a litany of thoughts related to that.
And they weren't back for much of the season. I see somebody here said good teams don't lose 3 in a row, or like the Oilers for much of the year. Couldn't win 3 games in a row all season. There's another quote here, reading it from Connor McDavid, where he said, "We were an average team all year. When you're an average team with high expectations, you're going to be disappointed."
Yeah.
You just mentioned the PK, but we also mentioned injuries. We've got 2 interviews here. One's about potential injuries that may have gone down. One is about the penalty kill. I'll let you guys choose. Which choose your own adventure. Where do we go?
You pick, Banks.
First one.
Okay, we're going to go with injuries here. Let's go. It's Dry and Connor McDavid talking about some of the health concerns the Oilers went through. Here it is.
Yeah, a lot of guys banged up, yourself included. I guess how tough was that? Some injuries kind of tough to fight through.
Yeah, too hurt too soon. The first round is always tough. It's always chaotic, and it's tough to play through things so early on, as many guys did in here. Credit to our staff for making guys available and making sure they're as comfortable as possible. That being said, it's not an excuse either. We expected to have a longer run than we did. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, our center 1, 2, 3 are playing through stuff. But at the end of the day, you got to find ways to win games in any way. You got to grind one out. You got to defend one out, and injuries. Yeah, they suck, and it hit us at a bad time, certainly. But at the end of the day, they're the better team, and we'll just leave it at that.
Bad time for the injury bug to come the Oilers' way. They just mentioned it, how center depth. We talked game 1. We went, wow, look at this. McDavid, Draisaitl, Dickinson, Rico. That's how a playoff team was built, down the middle of the ice. And I'm not making any excuses. The Ducks severely outplayed the Oilers. Outclassed them, outworked them, did everything. But it was a factor. I mean, after game 1, you lost both Rico and Dickinson. Then McDavid gets banged up, and all of a sudden, Leon Draisaitl, the guy that missed a month, was the healthiest centerman for the Edmonton Oilers. But Pangs, end of the day, injuries do happen to everyone. Nobby had an interesting quote. Zach Lang's on fire right now on X.com, the Everything app. Brett, if you want to pull it up, it says Knoblock on the Oilers' injuries. Quote, "We got some guys with some fractures that were playing through things that were really difficult to play at their best. But I certainly love their effort and how they dug in. They were absolutely not going to pull themselves out of the lineup. I thought they contributed as much as they could." Pangs, injuries are always going to be a thing, but it's, again, not the excuse. But there's no hiding it. It did impact the Oilers, and I will say specifically Connor McDavid.
Absolutely. Like, injuries are never excuse. When you have a banged up Henrik, Dickey, Draisaitl, McDavid, like, that's going to affect your team. And Connor McDavid today, these are probably one of his worst fancy stats. At 5-on-5, he was outshot 13-5. His expected goals for 31%, and then his scoring chances are 10-5 in favor of the Ducks. And I think about Connor McDavid, and we talk about the last 3 seasons he's been through. Stanley Cup Finals 2 seasons in a row. And I want to throw in the Olympics too. Let's start with Leon Draisaitl. Watching him play for Team Germany, they were riding him 25 minutes a night, shift after shift after shift after shift. And then Connor McDavid, they were riding him too. And just think of how down we were when they lost that gold medal game. I was so freaking sad that I can't believe how he would have felt. So that takes a toll on you mentally, and it just adding the fact of what that Olympics took a toll on his body too. All I could think about, I was like, what is he going to have left in the playoffs? And as we saw down the stretch with Draisaitl out of the lineup, Connor McDavid elevated his game. I don't know what was left for the playoffs. And so I don't want to say it's an excuse, but I think Connor McDavid, he was pretty tired.
He looked like a guy who had emptied the tank and was digging in, leaving it all out there on the line. But he looks like a man who could use 4.5 months off. Like, that's the easiest way that I can put it here. He's been battered and bruised and beat up. And this applies to many of the Edmonton Oilers. They've played so much hockey over the last several seasons, but in Connor's case, to play that many minutes, top line, against top competition, that does try and beat you up physically night in and night out. And like, just to add on your point there, you talk about the emotional toll that losing in the Cup does to you, and then to climb the mountaintop all the way again, fall back down, and then climb it in a national stage or international stage, the Olympics, and lose that one as well. I only have been a part of 2 of those 3 things as a podcaster, and I have been exhausted after these cup runs for the Oilers. I'm not getting hit. I'm not getting sticked, slashed, whatever. Probably also explains that I'm a pussy and why I don't play in the NHL. But Menzies, like, just looking at Connor there, and over the last several weeks, he's looked like a man who he needs to take a 24-hour snooze. I call it a coma. Connor needs to take a coma right now and rest up that body and get his mind away from hockey, because the man has played a lot.
Well, I thought Messier talked about this the other day pretty well, just talking about the mental toll that this level of hockey takes, you know, with limited breaks, and like the body keeps the score here. So, I mean, there's just the reality of the situation, but, you know, Draisaitl, Dickinson, Henrique, you know, Hyman perhaps, you know, this is the cost. I mean, look at Dallas. I mean, Dallas dealt with, here's several injuries down the stretch, whether it was Rantanen, whether it was Hintz, you know, some guys didn't even draw into the series, you know, and they were right up there in terms of like games played the last 4 or 5 seasons. That's what happens. You know, look at the changing of the guard. You know, the Wild haven't won a round in, you know, I think 12, 13 years, whatever. The Habs might eliminate the Lightning. The Flyers are in. Carolina, you know, Vegas isn't through yet. Maybe they can get through, but eliminated in the second round last year. Go on and on. Like, you know, this is just the reality of the situation. So in the league, as hyper competitive as it was, and for a team that couldn't get their game going anyway, like, yeah, you've got a perfect storm here. And especially in certain areas of the game. I mean, when you've got the physical injury and some mental exhaustion, that's when you make the mistakes that Connor McDavid, yep, you know, we rarely see him make. And that's, you know, that adds up. It just adds up. And I mean, look, McKinnon has been to the West Final once. You know what I mean? Yep. The Lightning haven't. This could be their 4th consecutive first-round exit. Now, they've got cups. Colorado's got a cup. All of that. You know, Vegas, you know, second round last year. Like, there are prices to be paid for for having such a long run. And then you throw in the Olympics bangs, which I was glad you did, which is like this, fire up the AED, mid-season. Oh, things are going on. Charge, emotional jolt.
Yes.
And then come back 3 days later, and it's like, oh, well, the Oilers are taking on the Ducks here. It's February 25th. You know what I mean? Like, there's a price to be paid. And that's just part of it. It's baked into the cake. And, we should enjoy those last 2 seasons, as heartbreaking as the finish was. This is the cycle. And this is why this offseason is going to be so interesting and important. Because I do think this turns a page in, McDavid's career. This is like a McDavid 3.0. He's turning 30. This window of 5 years, whether it was a third round, second round, fourth round, first round, a ton of games in that stretch. They'd cracked through being able to win a round, which they struggled with at the start of the decade, everything like that. Well, now you've got other parts of the core. The Oilers were a much older team. They're not a very young team. And so they have a really tricky proposition lying ahead where they, sort of have to retool. But, Hyman's getting close to 35. Ekholm, and it kills me to say it, he played all 82 this year. Like, he played a lot of hockey. What does he have? And other pieces, Nugent Hopkins, can he be effective? Or is he a middle six winger? And all of that make a lot of questions here. And so I do think this is the end of an era, in that the team, as they move forward next year, could end up looking a lot different, but you really have to thread the needle because you're also on a clock. It's not like you can retool here and just be like, well, we're going to get just younger or whatever. Because then you watch a game like this or a series like this, you're like, well, Josh Szymanski can't play this much because look at this here. He's not used to this or used to that.
Matt
or
Savoy
where
was
Matt Savoy?
Yep.
Right? You know what I mean? And they can't gain the experience and be contributors unless they go through this type of scenario. Now, it's frustrating when you watch a series where Tim Washy is 11 for 13 tonight in the faceoff dot, and the fourth line was largely effective. But the Ducks, like the Oilers in 2017, beat their first-round opponent that was coming off of a Stanley Cup final loss. And teams get got. Teams that are looking to go to the third straight finals, I wrote about it in November, they got by teams that were younger, fresher, had a little bit of puck luck, a little bit more of this, what have you. So that was a long soliloquy.
You just bummed me the fuck out. That's what the chat said too. Like Menzies, I'm sad. No, it's fair. It's accurate, and it's totally that we have a 2-year clock now. 2 years of 97 at $12.5 million, and you got to do something here to whatever we had this lineup, this squad. And like once again, they're close. Like it's not like we are miles away or anything like that. They've got the main pieces. It also argues some of the injuries that suck, as injuries happen, but injuries to a number of your big name players, that always matters a little bit more. I want to hear from Matthias Ekholm on some of the toll that's been added up on their bodies over the last couple of years. We got to pay the bills. Shout out Derek Dodge Edmonton, because it's the beginning of a new chapter at Derek Dodge as they are under new ownership, bringing a fresh approach, new energy, and a renewed focus on customer experience. And right now, they've got an unbeatable deal. You see it there on your screen. Buy a whip, a new one, that is. You can leave the lot with your vehicle and flights and accommodations for a trip for two to Viva Las Vegas. Tough to beat. Derek Dodge, visit them at 6211 104th Street Northwest or derekdodge.com. The Viking, 35 years young. That's how I'm choosing to look at it. He spoke to the media about how much hockey the Oilers have played over the last 3 seasons and how that affected their game, took a toll on their body. Here he is, Matthias Ekholm.
You guys were a little beat up going into the series. You played a lot of playoff hockey in the last 5 years. I guess maybe some of that grind catch up to you guys here and there.
Possibly, yeah. I mean,
I don't know what to really answer on that. It's every team has injuries this time of year, so so are we. But obviously, we've played a lot of hockey in the last 2 years, so. Did it catch up to us? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not here to look for excuses. It is what it is.
Suit game still looking on point. There's a Don Cherry wearing a suit
guy.
Post-game interview after losing the series. Kids, no tie though? Don probably wouldn't like that.
Yeah, but at least the jacket and collared shirt. You know, you got to have the combos.
Yeah,
too. We'll live with that. In this day and age, that's like, anyway.
Okay, let's move along now to the GBO, the good, the bad, and the oily, brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Download their app, sign up, earn loyalty rewards points when you can. Modern day couponing, folks. Take advantage of the $2 deal on top of any regular or premium box. For just $2, you can add either 2 green onion cakes or 5 spring rolls or 6 deep fried wontons. That's a deal you ain't going to get anywhere else. Actually, let me check off a couple super chats here as well, because I'm losing track right now. Mac David, 97.29, dropped in 9.7 pounds.
Nice.
We lost to a better team. Congratulations, Anaheim. Yes, it stings, but we know what area we need to improve in. And then adds Boston Pizza rules.
There you go.
O'Doyle rules. Oh, Brett, you got that one?
O'Doyle rules. I got a feeling you and your whole family's going down.
What's that from?
You serious?
Yeah.
Bailey Madison.
Nope.
Oh, cut your mic. Palm Beach P, 279.
Oh, a banana. One banana.
I was going to say, but okay. Palm Beach Pete said it's going to be a long summer without the BBL. The big black laptop. Some of you who are new here might be asking, why does Michael Menzies have a big old sheet of paper scotch taped onto his laptop? Well, that's the BBL, the big black laptop.
Did you hear my anecdote from earlier today? I shared in the office. This might be worth a laugh, a giggle.
We could use that right now.
Yeah. So yesterday I went to Remedy Cafe, or a local coffee shop, I mean.
What are you going to learn?
On White Avenue. To do some of my work, get out of the house, go for a little walk, and then, get out.
That unnamed spot is a good spot.
Yeah, so anyhow, it's about mid-afternoon. Doesn't matter the time of day. I got my laptop in my bag. I'm going to go work, and I'm pulling the laptop out of my bag. I'm realizing I've got a piece of paper tied to the back of my laptop that says BBL. Do I rip it off? Do I hide in the corner? What sort of statement am I saying in public here amongst people eating,
applicants? Question mark underneath it.
Yeah. So I kept it. You can tell I didn't rip it off. I flaunted.
I actually kicked out the open chair in front of my table. Said, mission. See what's on the other side. Oh, Menzies, I respect it. I also appreciate it because that's good. You couldn't change anything.
No, I wasn't going to change it now.
Well, Palm Beach Pete, it is going to be a long summer without it. I at least. Nope, don't say what I was about to say. Mac David dropped another 2 pounds. It stings, but it's okay. We move on. Smile. Smiling?
I'm smiling.
Hey, there it is. Zooch, our boy, $9.99 said for Ben, ONAD, Tommy Sallow, Ryan Smith, Canadian comedy, and finding a new show. I'll be back, fellas. Might even buy some gear. Great show. Happy to be a fan. And lastly, hashtag forged in gold. He's a Golden Knights fan. Zooch, we love you, dude. We did become best friends throughout this very short playoff run. That's the beauty of this chat and doing this show online, free 99. Anybody can pop in. And yeah, dude, get the pre-gaming with Boardsy shirt or hoodies or get some Oil Up merch. But Golden Knights fans probably wouldn't be a big fan if you were wearing that. But that can just be our little secret.
I can walk in public with a BBL laptop, surely in Sin City you can wear an Oil Up shirt.
Mac David, 970 again, pounds. Thank you, boys, for amazing podcasts all season. Please, all Oiler maniacs, smile. Yes, it stings, but we need the summer of rest to recover. Don't cherry. Don't know. And then final one before we get to the good. Mistaken Mexican, a guy who's been here every step of the way.
Thank you.
He rocks the Hope Will Never Die t-shirt at Oiler games. And he said, just for the cherry impression, thanks for all the content this year, boys. Hope will never die. Reload and come back next year better than ever. Can't wait for Tampa to lose tomorrow. Fire Cooper and the Oilers bring him in. Bruce Cassidy or John Cooper? John Cooper.
Oh, like
I think that's not even a question.
John
That's the dumbest
Cooper.
question I could have
Cassidy.
asked. Whoa, really? Just because he's actually available?
Yeah, I mean, Cassidy won a cup in a non-COVID year in a regular season.
No bubble championship.
Took two separate teams to Stanley Cup final. Are we certain John Cooper's a better coach than Bruce Cassidy? Because I'm not certain.
I'm going to take Connor McDavid's word for it, and that the way he glowingly talks about John Cooper in his own locker room with Nobby in the room, that's going to tell me all that I need to know. But that's besides the point. The good tonight, we went with Vasili Podkolzin in this hockey game. Chad, help me out. I was having a tough time trying to think of good, positive, great things in this hockey game. I mean, this could apply to the series as a whole, even the season as a whole. One of the bright spots has been Vasili Podkolzin. 19 goals in the regular season. He scored another big one in this hockey game, which was was that his third or his fourth goal? Third goal of the playoffs. He finishes with 6 points in 6 games. And the thing is, Pods, much like he did all season, boys, got it done 5v5 at even strength. And it's his style of play. It travels. It is playoff hockey. It's consistent for the Edmonton Oilers. He's a guy that every single night, you know what you're going to get. Yes, his hands. Shout out Ned Lukasevich, who's done wonders with our boy Podsies this year. Menzies drink. I brought up Ned Lukasevich.
That's true.
You guys both drinking. Every Ned mentioned. Thank you, Brett. He's drinking off camera as well. But Podsy was great in this series, man. He scored goals in 3 of the last 4 games. I appreciate his style of play, and I wish more players brought that in. Kapanen, he could also been the good or the great. He obviously didn't score in this game, so this is a specific game thing, but the good Vasili Podkolzin bangs.
Yeah.
That's your boy. That's your dog.
Can I go beyond just this game with Podkolzin?
Do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, and I'll bring up Ned. Drink. Bro, I'll bring up Ned. I've been talking to his skills coach all season long, and him and I got to be pretty close. And just through his skills coach, it's almost like I got to know Vasili Podkolzin's character, and he's just an amazing, hardworking dude like you guys see. And I love it after, was it like earlier in the series when he fought at the end of the game there. I was talking to Ned, and he's like, he was so fired up, and he was saying like, that's just Pods putting the team on his back because that's who he is. And we saw, and you brought up a really good point. We're like, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, where is he going to be? He's getting a little bit older. Zach Hyman, we saw last game when Podkolzin went to that line, he was that driver. I'm so excited for Vasili Podkolzin next season because what is his limit? This guy kind of is the limit for this guy, like 50 points, 60 points, who knows? He's going to come in next season head full of confidence. He's going to work with Ned again in the offseason. And I don't know, it's just he's going to be a driver on this team.
Come on.
Pods, as we've pointed out many times, like Pods is raw. Obviously, he was taken 10th overall in his draft year. World Junior A Challenge. Craig Button was down. We were thinking potentially top 5 in that draft. So, like, his tools that he had as a 17 and 18-year-old were some of the best for a draft class. And it's been a rough start in Vancouver that he's been able to overcome. In almost a quarter of the games in this year's playoffs as opposed to last, he scored the same amount of goals. 3 goals. He had 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points in 22 playoff games last year. 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points in 6 games in this year's playoffs. He's everything that they thought that they were getting when they traded for Trent Frederick. But Colson is that guy who drives play.
Stan Bowman,
who's laying hits, who had,
Freddie
I think, 7 hits in last game. And I'd be curious to see who actually the Oilers hit leader tonight was as a forward. Oh, wait, it was Podkolzin with 5. So
He had 4 in like the first period, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so especially early in games when you're trying to set the tone and get into a rhythm of your game, right? And so, no, I think one of the great winners of this season is Vasili Podkolzin, because he has really, established himself as a player that can play up and down the lineup, get his work done 5-on-5, and perhaps even drive his own line.
He wasn't just a product of Leon Draisaitl this season. You saw him work lower in the lineup. You saw him work with Connor McDavid at points. It's just, what you're going to get with Podkolzin, and I think other players, they like that. Something you can build off and whatnot. Also should point out, Pods in 82 games last season. He's played 82 in both seasons now.
Yep.
He had 8 goals with 24 points last year, 19 this season with 37 points. And it's become my new favorite question we talk about, and I'm sure we're going to do it a lot on ONE over the next 2 months, but what is Vasili Podkolzin's ceiling? Is it a Zach Hyman light? I don't know about 50 goals, but 25 to 30, consistency in front of the net. I get that, Pods, and that's another amazing thing about his 19 goals this season is one of them came on the power play.
Yeah.
18 of them were even strength 5v5, and those numbers could only go up if he were to be given legitimate power play time, and we saw him be an option down the stretch run of the season when Hyman was out, so part of me wonders, can he be a Zach Hyman light future down the line? But maybe even more physical, because for as much as Hyman throws the body, it ain't nothing like Vasili Podkolzin. The bad, I'm going with the penalty kill, and I could continue to talk to you about how ass the PK is, or we could listen to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins break it down for us. He spoke to the media post-game about 50% penalty kill percentage for the Oil. Not good enough. Here he is, the Nuge.
You guys go through trying to get the penalty kill sorted out, because it seemed to help you throughout the series here.
Yeah. I mean, they completely took advantage of any power play they had. Started early in the series, and then you get, I know from the other side of things, you get confidence on the power play, and you just snap it around, and you win the little battles, and things go in for you. And sometimes you get a bounce here and there, but we just couldn't find a way to get enough of them. And we understand how important special teams is in the playoffs, and they obviously won that battle.
Nuge said it right there. They know how important it is. Previous years, the last 2, they have ran through the Western Conference playoffs, much in part due to the Oilers' power play. And Pangs, it was not nice to be on the other side of it. I now slightly understand how the LA Kings fans must have felt the last 4 seasons, when it feels like every time the Oilers took a penalty in this series, it was lambs to the slaughter, PKers going over the boards going, I don't know, man, flip a coin, 50% that they're going to get scored on. 8 for 16, the PK was in this series. That's bad.
And I'm not blaming it on these two, but I think Menzies brought this up, but like acquiring kind of like Connor Murphy and Jason Dickinson, they were the top PKers in Chicago, and they were supposed to improve this the penalty kill. So I'm not blaming it on them, but the Oilers' penalty kill was supposed to be improved. Like you mentioned, Adam Henrique was a big piece, but I'm not an X's and O's guy on the PK, but I think they need a Matt Hendricks who's willing to block every damn shot that comes his way. You got a couple skilled guys. Like when you're playing Savoy and McDavid, I get what you're doing when you're playing with them, when you play them, because you're waiting anticipation, smart sticks. But I love a guy who's just willing to sell out and block a shot.
You want a straight-up dog, a good old-fashioned dog, a guy who eats pucks.
Yeah, well, and I think you need speed. Yeah. Like I think they were too slow, and there were just too many gaps. Like they didn't have great gaps. Whether if Gauthier ever got it at the right circle, I mean, just fire it.
A lot of time and space.
You know what I mean? So the series will end on the penalty kill. So 4 against with Murphy on the ice, 4 against with Bouchard and Ekholm out. Those are the worst. Nurse with 3 against, Kapanen 3 against. That was the one area with Kapanen that I wasn't quite sure why he was kept going out there. was his PK time. Like 5-on-5, he was great, but 3 against. Savoy ended up with 3 against. McDavid 2, Nuge 2, Szymanski 2. Dickinson 1. That would have been the face-off draw lost in game 1. I think the one that was right back. Wallman 1, Draisaitl 1, Lazar 1, Hyman 1. Emerson did get out there tonight. He's the only Oiler who killed penalties in the series. He did for a minute 13. He's the only Oiler to not be scored on in this series in the PK.
That's another bright spot in the series.
Like that's, you talk about a spread.
Well, was Ty Emerson the best Oilers defenseman in this series? Because there was very little that he did in this series that you sit there and go.
Well, as the guy who played the 6 most.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but you're looking at him.
Wasn't on the ice the most.
You know, well, let's see. So Emberson, it's tough because he wasn't given. I mean, his minutes were sheltered. It's a really difficult choice, but that's exactly why, you lose in 6 because Bouchard had. I think more bad games than good. Wallman was trading a good game for a bad game, back and forth.
Ekholm had his ups and downs.
So it's probably either Murphy or...
I'd probably go Connor Murphy.
Yeah.
Murphy was so consistent. I don't know. Coming into the game tonight, he was tied for second in the NHL in block shots, so... I don't know. He had a pretty consistent game.
I think Connor Murphy was exactly as advertised, right? What the Oilers lacked throughout much of the regular season was a physical, tough, right-shot defenseman who can help on the PK and, furthermore than that, help out Darnell Nurse. And he did do exactly that. Now, I don't know where his future career is going to take him. I hope it's in Edmonton, but I don't know at what necessary cap hit that is. But I'd probably go with Connor Murphy in this. And furthermore, in a series that lacked a lot of oomph, a lot of piss and vinegar, a lot of that nasty stuff, Connor Murphy was a guy we kept joking and saying he was personal security for the Oilers' star players out there on the ice. And I appreciate that from Connor Murphy. I know we're in the good, bad, oily, but we heard from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and that was our final sound in the room, which we brought to you by the Prairie Toyota dealers. Looking to dominate off the ice as much as your team does on it? Well, check out the Toyota Tacoma. Its standard I-Force engine boasts an impressive towing capacity of up to 6,400 pounds. In fact, it's the most powerful Tacoma ever. So whether you're hauling gear to the rink or heading to an away game, you can tackle it with ease. The available panoramic multi-terrain view monitor gives you a live underfloor view to navigate even the toughest terrain with ease. When it's time to load up, the available power lift gate makes loading your gear in and out a cinch. Experience power, capability, and convenience with the Toyota Tacoma. To close out the GBO, the Oily tonight. Brett, I already forgot what I told you it was going to be.
Well, I think last, like Knoblock and others, like last.
Whose last game could it be? Should we go through some potential future free agents for the Edmonton Oilers?
That could have been Max Jones's last game as an Edmonton Oiler.
Max Jones.
So pending free agent.
Don't say stuff like that. I don't want to hear stuff like that.
They could have used a little Max.
Okay, so for free agents, Adam Henrique is a UFA. Jason Dickinson is a UFA. Jack Roslovic is a UFA. Kapanen, Max Jones, Curtis Lazar. So there's your 6 forwards who are UFAs, and then Connor Murphy, a UFA on defense. Same with Connor Ingram. RFAs, Spencer Stastny, Colton Dock, and Owen Michaels. Forgot about him. That
Great
he's still
year
on the
for
roster.
Michaels. He comes in, he signs an NHL deal.
Wasn't out there for a goal against all year.
No. Best PKer for the Edmonton Oilers, Owen Michaels.
Unscathed out of the whole experience. Yeah, I think it's really interesting, the path here of
they have
the
16 million projected cap space next season. 16.4.
And the team has to change in other parts too.
Oh yeah.
Right? I don't think you're just running it back. No. I like it, but also some qualifiers for a handful. At the moment, my number one is Kapanen because I anticipate the cost will be low. He doesn't have a ton of leverage for, a big money contract. My qualifiers with Murphy and Dickinson are Murphy is perhaps the best right-handed defenseman on the free agent market. What is Murphy prioritize? Like, can he take a lower deal with the Oilers because he wants to win? Does he want to just play? You know what I mean? Dickinson I like. I thought the Oilers group looked good with Dickinson. I also wonder if, his best days are behind him. Is he going to fulfill a role? I think he'll have a role and be useful bottom six, but is Szymanski just scratching the surface, or is that still in general a position that you even want to improve upon more? Roslovic, yeah.
I'm out. I'm out on it. This entire plan this season was for him to join the Oilers at a very cheap $1.5 million cap hit. It was to build up his value throughout the year, score 21 goals, and then go sign a bigger ticket with somewhere else. Because I just feel, as much as it didn't work out in years previous, whether that's Jeff Skinner or Victor Arvidsson, there are always going to be guys that want to rebuild their value in the NHL, maybe at a down season, and there will always be people who will want to join the Edmonton Oilers. I just think that role, I don't want to overpay for a guy in Jack Roslovic. He's good. He had scored 21 goals, but he's the definition of hot and cold and inconsistent. NHL playoffs didn't show up, which was exactly what I had been told about Jack Roslovic heading into this season. But I mean, that's kind of what I expected. I've made peace with it at the beginning of the year. I said this is going to be a 1-year thing with Roslovic. I told some of my buddies, don't buy a jersey, And I think I'm going to stick with that as well.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way to have looked at it. And we haven't touched on Ingram. I wrote a piece in March about, they should get this guy under contract now because at the very least, he's not going to hurt you if he ends up being the backup. But Ingram's also in a position where he might be one of the best. I mean, he's one of the better free agent goalies that are out there. But that also, again, it all comes against the question of, okay, if you're re-signing Murphy, what's this Nurse situation? If Ingram's coming back, what's the Jari situation? I don't think they can get rid of Jari. No. Because the cost of doing so.
The Penguins had to put him on waivers a year ago. Yeah, somehow Stan said, let's trade for this guy.
I'm not sure if the Oilers are cycling back to be contenders. It's not an offseason where they just dump 5 assets to get rid of players. You know what I mean? So there's questions at every front. Ingram is probably the highest priority, followed by Kapanen, just because even if Ingram's the 25 to 35 game guy, he's not going to hurt you. That's not going to be the issue.
And in my opinion, if it's him and Jari, Connor Ingram's not going to be a 25-30 game guy.
You're right.
So let's quit dancing around the big one then. Is it Kris Knoblauch's final game?
No, I don't think it is. The contract extension kicks in at the beginning of this upcoming season, runs till 28-29, but I think that leash is incredibly short, right? You can't just keep kicking the can down the road, firing whatever coach doesn't make it to the Cup final, and we do need to appreciate Nobby. There was some good within the bad this season. He made solid adjustments. I just don't. We'll see how it goes at the beginning of this year. What we just heard Kris Knoblauch say post-game media scrum there was that, we're going to have a longer offseason, and that at points this year, the regular season, 82 games, felt like a formality. Well, add 2 extra games on that, right? We're moving to 84 games the next season. But I think he'll be given the opportunity to try. Also, would I be surprised if he was canned in a couple days from now? Not at all, man, and I wouldn't complain about it either, but I don't know. Brett asked, and I'm going to go with I'm going to go with no, but that leash is so tight around his neck. But the Paul Coffey thing, that was like a half firing right there. It felt like earlier in the season. So they might just put the final bullet in him. I don't know. What do you think, Banks?
If you were to ask
Horrible
me,
image.
would I do it? Knowing that like someone like Bruce Cassidy, who the other day on like the panel was trying to explain the Oilers PK and things like that, I'd be like,
I'm doing it in a heartbeat.
For sure. But maybe that's just like recency bias kicking in. But I agree with you. I think if we are saying that we know this is a retooling year for the Oilers, retooling season, I think they knew that too. Again, we went through the line of like all the first-year players, all the players that they ran through. When you have that, when you lose a Corey Perry, when you lose an Evander Kane, when you lose a Connor Brown, those staples in the lineup, and then you replace them with like first-year players, what do you think's gonna happen? Right? Everything would have had to line and hit perfectly for things to really work out this year. So I think they're going to give him a short leash. I don't think that will be Nobby's last game.
He takes 2 steps, he's getting pulled right back. Menzies?
No, he's gone. And it's a shame because, the Knoblock impression is worked
It will
wonders
live on forever. We will
for the
always have
show.
memories.
But, and I think it's just because of some of the indicators that we said. The coffee situation, there was a weirdness going on all year long with the team overall. I think Knobloch has probably taken a bit too much shit for some things that are out of his control. Like at some point, the players play. Like the players are the ones turning over the puck at the ozone blue line. You know what I mean?
He's not telling him to send the 2-line stretch pass that ends up icing the puck and then it ends up a shift in your own end type.
But
stitch.
there are times too where it's like, well, the overall structure of, let's say, a breakout. Like I think Knobloch, there's some credit about he's willing to try new combinations of players, but there are things that will fall into his department that the team wasn't good enough at, that are his responsibility. And I think, it is a little unfair, but that he's going to get canned. The thing that always bugs me with Knobloch, and it's not the be-all, end-all, but at some point the coach has to be involved with the team during the game on the bench, emotionally engaged, and working through things that way. And I think at times like that it's good that you have a calm demeanor on the bench, but there's other times you have to be active.
He's stoic
and involved and use your voice and ride the officials a bit and just get after it a little bit. And I don't think he does that. And I worry that during the regular season especially, there's a tendency for the team to take on the personality of the coach, where they become a little docile. They become a little, maybe laid back and quiet and not quite that in intensity that they need to have for certain scenarios. And so, there's a real mix there. There are definitely things is, this is what I need to do. This is the coach's responsibility that will come back to haunt him. But, they're also in a scenario where if it's not Bruce Cassidy, like, I don't know who the hell is going to coach this team. And this team, if they're dumping Knobloch, kind of they need to have the actual, this is the guy with the ring.
Joel Quenneville would have been sick.
That everybody's like, okay, this guy's been there.
They got the pedigree.
Yes.
They come in with the respect. They've been there, done that.
And they've got some guys who've had resumes. I mean, McClellan had a good resume. Tippett had a good-ish resume. But they'd never done it. And so, long answer there, obviously.
Yeah, that was very long.
But I feel it deserves it because I think there's been things that are outside of Knobloch's control he's taken too much crap for, but at the same time, things that are in his control that he has to answer for. And I just don't think the owner or the GM who didn't pick this coach, I think a head's going to roll.
Knobloch might genuinely have the smallest voice in that locker room, which is insane.
What do you mean, Brett, when he talks like how could you possibly mean? He's speaking into a fucking megaphone in the room? Like, either way, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
To the Oilers, I mean, look.
Hey, you got one last one here? One last ride?
I think Knobloch did, some good work with the Oilers. I mean, obviously, 2, cup finals, that's pretty good. But I think at times the group just didn't, they didn't have it. And but there's things Knobloch needs to, improve upon too. So it's a real, it's a tough situation, I think, for everybody.
Clap it up for the Knob impression one last time.
We'll see.
It's been a great addition.
Toss it up, man.
Give me a Jespo, quick. Give me a Jespo.
Oiler fans, you ready to go nuts?
Loudest
fan here is going home as a Pizza 73.
He does it so good. He does it so good. All right, we have also gone an hour and 50 minutes. We've done 2 segments. We've done 2. We've done the headlines. We've done the GBO. Let's go now. Let's do Boardsy's bankroll. Just get it out of the way quickly. Brought to you by Bet365. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Take advantage of the 3-goal early payout feature wherever you bet on your squad. Pre-puck drop on the money line, and they go up by 3. You will get paid. Throw it up for me, Bert. I was so emotionally dejected, I didn't even look at this. I just assumed it didn't hit. Darnell he only gets 1 block. Evan Bouchard doesn't get a single point. But Budsy. 2+ shots on goal. He actually finished with 3. That's a proper way to end the season for the bankroll. There's been more red than there has been green. And Menzies, I'm disappointed. I apologize to the people. It's going to eat at me all summer. But the wheel did not hit in its final game of the season.
No, I know.
Tough one. We had Leon and Darnell Nurse. And Nursey, he had some close. It's always funny when we bet on it because we're watching these dudes like a hawk. But close, no cigar. I cannot wait for the first wheel spin, game number 1 next season. That's going to hit.
Yeah, I mean, we were hoping just one more time for the wheel. It gave us the first goal. Kapanen, plus 2,800. The wheel will break down the stats. We'll provide the analytics. But a great year from the wheel and a great midseason edition, around the Olympic break. What a great add to the show. And you need guys like that. You need guys like
I know another great addition around the Winter Games break that hopped on the show. Michael Menzies, shout out.
Yeah, a lot of nights.
Clap it up for Menz.
Thank you.
Clap it up for Menz.
And he hosted when you went to Toronto?
Yep. And when I went to Vegas. 2 times.
Yeah,
2 times.
Couple.
Shout out, Menz. Clap it up for Bangs.
Bangs.
He's my
Well
go-to
done,
bullpen
Bangs.
guy. He always comes in, makes it a better vibe. And, of course, producer Brett behind the scenes. Come on now. Done a great job.
Ladies
Makes the
and
clips.
gentlemen, let's give it up for the man himself, Aaron Bordato.
Yes. Fuck that guy.
Why is he so loud at the beginning of the show?
I was told the loudest fan in the building got a slice. And Tristan, he's also done a bang-up job as well. Claps up for everybody. Claps up. He's an intern, became a co-worker. But let's go. Let's do the jeans, boys. Brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky. Who was wearing them? Who was wearing the jeans? Only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhock name. Made from 100% Alberta beef. Their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size. And you can find their jerky, sausage, and other products out of their Leduc location. For more info, head on down to WilhockBeefJerky.com. Come. Chat. Sad. We don't get to make fun of anybody anymore after this segment is over. The jeans. Who was the least valuable player out there on the ice? Who did something you didn't like? Something you noticed? You want to hate on? You want to let it rip? Boys, do you have any candidates off the top of your dome, or would you like me to go?
You go.
Okay. Let me scroll to where I put this.
Review the notes.
Let's go Ducks is not a chance. All right? Go Ducks go is a chance. All right? You are blessed to have a one-syllable name for your team, Ducks. We go let's go Oilers because there's 2 syllables. You following me? Are you following me, Orange County? Ducks is 1. Let's go Ducks. Let's go. Let's go Ducks. Let's go. I don't know why I have to explain this to you, but it drives me insane when I hear it. And like, I focus less on the game because I'm like, have they not hear themselves? Like, have they not been to a different sporting event? There's like 3 chants that you can execute. And they just swing and a miss on that one. I will say I think we're chanting other things at point in the game, but I saw Bag Milk tweeting about it. I'm always in Reddit and people in the thread are just like, what is this? Like, I don't know. Either way, that's all I got for the Jeans right now is we are losers. We are the losers. So I'm only going to attack the fans of the Anaheim Ducks.
Well, speaking
fan
of
on fan crime.
I mean, you get nice seats. You're right along the glass.
Oh, nice.
You're in the first row behind the bench. And you're mucking the biggest salad you ever seen. You're eating this huge bowl of salad. Where did this salad come from? And it's just
so
looks like
California.
lettuce. It's just a bunch of lettuce in a bowl. What? A salad, a huge salad at a hockey game. Game 6. Your Ducks team can advance the second round. And you're eating a huge salad. I mean,
a big salad. We're Seinfeld fans. It's a big salad.
I saw Menzies' notes and he put it up, and all I saw was big salad. Wow.
Yeah, big salad. Big salad, front row. Yeah. Wow.
Salad was tossed.
That's huge. Yeah,
I would assume. Kennedy also had a tweet where she said that lady was also wearing a safari hat during Game 4 in the same spot. So this lady parties. All right, this lady's cool. Whoever she is, we can hang out.
So it's no big. Those are usuals. So a salad, like if I want to have a salad, I'm going to eat a salad at a game. I don't need. What happened to Stars, chick?
Man,
We're just salads.
That looks like
Sorry. Sure.
it's either a big piece of lettuce or the sauciest piece of lettuce.
Like, is that a Caesar salad? Is that like a Caesar?
That looks
gotta
to me
be
like a Caesar salad.
It's gotta be.
That's a Caesar salad.
No, I am just choosing.
No,
to
we
say
know,
I'm not bearing
we know
my
what
cause.
we're doing right now. We're trying to
say it subtly.
All right, anybody else got Jeans candidates, or is that good? We done on that?
Trent Frederick. For being healthy
whole
scratch.
series.
what was his popcorn per 60?
You know what, Trent Frederick? I've
hour.
tried to find the silver lining and the positive of him all season long because we're stuck with this contract. He's got some fancy stats most of the time at 5-on-5, but it was such a bad season from Trent Frederick overall. And the fact, and you guys mentioned this, that he was in the stands for likely the Oilers' biggest game of the season with his $3.85 million contract. To me, Trent Frederick getting the Jeans.
Yep. I mean, if you wanted to give out your season-long jeans,
Yeah.
probably been wearing them more than anybody this year. Also, Menzies, Jake Vacation said, "Can I get the big salad?
Big salad.
The big salad?
Yeah.
Tomatoes like melons."
Yeah.
Shout out Seinfeld. Brett doesn't get it.
I don't
And Brett
get it.
hates good comedy and good television.
Good comedy. My
Was that good comedy? Was that good comedy?
Whoa, easy. Oh, okay.
All right, okay, next one. We're done with that. We're done with sounds in the room. Should we take a time out from the Edmonton Oilers and quickly go around the NHL? Yes, we shall.
sure,
Brought to you by Lease Busters. Shout out to them, a new friend on ONAD. If you're stuck in a car lease and you want out, Lease Busters connects you with someone to take it over. No penalties, no buyout headaches. Instead of paying thousands to break your vehicle lease early, you can transfer it. Lease Busters makes that process simple. So the Oilers aren't the... Give me the sounds. Give it to me.
All serious.
That was
believe
for
this guy.
standings watch.
Yeah,
We're not doing standings watch.
Yeah,
Listen, I brought this fucking sound into this, and we're going to use it. You know when we moved over to VMix, how little buttons I had for hotkeys, damn it. Give me something.
He's hanging on to the past. I get it.
Yes.
Give him a hotkey.
This man wants a hotkey.
Come on.
So, much like the Oilers losing in Game 6 on the road, actually, the Dallas Stars do as well, falling 5-2 to the Minnesota Wild, and they've done it. The Wild have won a playoff series.
It's happened.
Congratulations to them. I guess the Dallas Stars, Western Conference Championship participants, I will say, the last 2 years. They didn't have it in the tank. They lacked even strength goals. We went through it on ONE today that how many players on their team either had 1 or 0 even strength points. Heading into tonight, they only scored 2 goals in this one. Quinn Hughes scored a nasty goal to kick things off, and I really felt like the Minnesota Wild never looked back. Do you have Joel Eriksson Ek on your fantasy team?
No, we don't. It's Caps, Boldy, Faber.
That's a pretty good 3 to have for the Minnesota Wild. That was a ballsy choice by you guys. Well, maybe not ballsy. It was a coin flip between these two teams, and you knew all season they were going to be playing each other. Now you're getting Wild versus Avs in the second round. That should be another highly entertaining series. Pangs, quick shot out of a cannon. Who wins that series?
Wild. I think Wild are going to the finals. They're a wagon. Like they got all the pieces. You have your Tendy, you have your defense is sick with Faber, Hughes, and they got your superstar in Kaprizov, and then Boldy. Like you got depth.
What about you?
Wild. I'll go Wild. Like in my heart of hearts, I think Colorado, but I kind of like the chaos, and the Avs haven't super impressed me. So Minnesota, if they can cut and pace this, like Colorado, second rounds for them have been real struggles. Like this is their house of horrors, is the second round, right? So it'll be a long series.
It's also not like Colorado was uber impressive against the Kings either.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of low-scoring 0-0.
I mean, they
games.
swept them.
No, for sure. No, 100%.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. But they didn't go out there and really take a hold of the nuts of every game.
Yeah, it's the playoffs.
Sure, 100%. But the Minnesota Wild in their games against a tougher competition, I think looked better. And I in my head, I say it's the Colorado Avalanche, but I think the Minnesota Wild are more battle tested than what the Avalanche did.
And I think the Wild are, at least this season, like it's been an interesting story to follow. They make the big deal. They go out and they get Quinn Hughes, Bill Guerin, putting his nuts in a wheelbarrow and moving them across the street. So once an Oiler, always an Oiler.
I just wonder if it's like people want to pick Minnesota.
Yeah, it's the sexy pick.
Right?
Like
And
Ottawa.
It's like,
How'd that go? How'd that go again?
Yeah, Colorado's up 3-1. And you're like,
Brady
wow.
Tkachuk don't do it on the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't know.
Well, those are the only
I
games.
tell you what'll be entertaining. Oh, I can't wait for it. I know everyone else is thinking the same. Some Hurricanes Flyers. Oh, that is going to be just the stuff dreams are made of.
You're going to have to, what's the Clockwork Orange where they like peel his eyes back? That's going to need me because I'm going to be falling asleep.
John Bucci Gross is going to have to, oh my God, what a shot attempt by Michkov.
Guys, is Michkov fat? Is he fat?
He is slow.
Because I'm hearing this stuff online.
He is slow.
I don't watch Philly games. I was on Reddit recently, and they were all just calling him fat. And I was like, well, that can't be. That can't be.
Yeah.
So no, we're going with no. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow games, loaded Friday. 3 games, Lightning Habs, Game 6, Sabres Bruins, Game 6, and Golden Knights Mammoth, Game 6. Golden Knights, they're up 3-2. Buffalo up 3-2. Montreal up 3-2.
Polish robots in trouble if the Lightning lose. Like, the team sinks if we don't get.
Who do you have, Hagel?
Hagel and Gensel. Like, we need it through because we're down. Erik Karlsson, Roslovic, Podkolzin, and Brady Tkachuk, and Luukkonen, who is not winning the games for the Sabres.
Is he playing in the games for the Sabres?
Oh, he dresses. He dresses. Yeah.
Okay, final thing, I'm one before the final, which is voicemails. If you want to, head on over to nationgear.ca, get your Oil Up merchandise. It might be sad to do it now, but you still can. They still look good. They still fit great. They still feel good. So you got hats, you got T-shirts, you got hoodies. You can get it all at nationgear.ca. Look at my two fine-ass
I
co-hosts.
can wash this now. Honestly, can the Ducks go on a run?
No.
Who are they playing?
Vegas or Utah.
Winner of Vegas, Utah.
I don't even know, but I'm just too upset right now to sing their praises and think about them going further. Give me Anaheim, Utah.
Well, that's the...
Give me that. Hook it to my veins.
That's
and let's
the
go.
crack cocaine.
That's what
If
the point I
that
was
comes,
making.
watch out. That is... holy smokes. That's going to be like... No, I can't use that analogy. Best to move on. Yeah, yeah.
Augers asked Pangs, does Pods have a skills coach?
I saw it. I giggled. I fucking giggled.
All right, couple more super chats. We pick up where I left off at, and then we'll do some voicemails. We got a lot of them.
Yeah.
You guys mind if I go pee while we do some voicemails? Because we've been live for 2 hours right now. Guys got to go. Mac David just repeatedly put next year. So we got that. Ryan Pike from Flames Nation dropped in $50
Oh, Pike.
and said, gentlemen, kudos on great shows all season long. I hope to see you make the trip down to Calgary for the final 2 BOAs at the Saddle Dome next season. And eventually another playoff series. Piker, you're the best. You're great. Flames Nation does all the stuff around there. He's on the website.
Big loss tonight for Flames Nation. Specifically,
What are they going to talk about anymore? What are you guys going to do?
Flagship show.
That doesn't apply to Pike. It doesn't apply to Pike.
Pike's great.
Pike, you're the man. We appreciate you.
great.
And I will say, I've never been to the Saddle Dome. Ever. Ever in my life.
I never have
No way.
either. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
three of them?
Wow.
All right, let's go.
We have to make a run. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, so
Well, all right.
Brett, sorry, you didn't get your hand in.
Yeah, well, I've already been there.
you've
so.
been.
I'm not a virgin.
I told you that in confidence.
He's
Nick
got his
Gray.
dome card.
Nick Gray, $4.99. Great shows this season. Hope to see the BBL back in October.
Yeah.
Always next year.
Next year.
Moglen Celebrini said thanks for all the amazing shows, boys. Next year.
Next year.
Big Comfy Chesterfield, $5. Changes. We need more passion on the ice, guys. I cannot stand the sulking energy we get from the big boys. Ruthless. Move off old and tired.
Ruthless.
Ruthless. Shout out Easy E and the boys. Tomash, I want to say, he's in with $100 donation.
Oh, yeah.
Said, I don't care about Nobby or Stan. Healthy Yanmark will be back next season, and that's all we need. We're talking about the downfall of the Oilers' penalty kill. We're talking about Rico. Boys, we buried the lead on this season.
The missing
Bring
link.
back the yak, the Yanmark. Bring him. Big Comfy Chesterfield, $10. My newborn keeps waking up because he is so upset about this loss. Thank you for the work this season, boys. Doomers are just excited for the future. Go Oil, go Habs, go Mammoth. By the way, 2027 better tunes. Don't know.
There you go.
Don't know. Austin, $13.99. No need to hide it, Menzies. There's no hiding it.
Don't do it.
Brett, you hiding it?
I ain't hiding it.
Pangs, you hiding it?
I don't know what I'm hiding.
Hey, you better not be hiding it.
He's not hiding it.
Menzies is the stone of stones. Love it, and that BBL.
Stones.
BBL.
Stone cutters, welcome.
BBL.
Ask for consent and you can give it a slap.
What?
The BBL? Yeah, you gotta ask for
you have to
consent. though. You gotta ask for
Yeah.
consent.
Ooh, that's sensual.
Jarvis? Palm Beach Beats, $2.79. All jokes aside, I love you, ONAD crew and fam. Hope will never die. And then Austin said, USA lame chant, score 1,000 out of a bunch of other thousands. I will say, I mean, it's always dumb when you're chanting. They were chanting USA as Beckett Seneca had the puck and was going up on a scoring chant. So I was like, these motherfuckers don't even know that this guy is Canadian.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Let them enjoy it. Let them chant their 3 letters. It's easy to remember.
It's all Brady knows.
I mean, they fucked up Let's Go Ducks, so they can do 3 letters at least. I'll give it to that.
Yeah.
It's not political. That's just anti-Anaheim right there. All right. Voicemails? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And this is legitimately the last time we will do it. The ad read of all ad reads. Say it with me, boys. It's GMC Truck Month. Truck Month. And that means it's your opportunity to get into a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab at 0% financing for 72 months. You're getting a 2-inch factory lift with off-road suspension, a powerful 5.3-liter V8 engine, and a commanding presence that demands attention. Hurry in to go see the Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab in person and take advantage of Truck Month. Truck Month. Before it ends. One last time all together. Truck Month. Gonna miss them. I hope you head down. I hope you got down there to the dealership.
There were lots of times, lots of occasions.
There was lots. At one point, I thought it was only 1 month. No. That's how Truck Month gets you. All right.
The truck calendar, those months are
knows no bounds.
So many.
Knows no bounds. Where do we land on me being able to go pee during voicemails?
No.
All right, fair enough. Let's ride together. Brett, hit it.
Well, we received over 25 plus voicemails on tonight's show. So battle.
We could do some of. We don't want to do them all. I am able to save some for ONE tomorrow.
Well,
if we want.
we brought in 12.
My boys.
So battle on what is potentially his final night under contract.
You bring me a jug too? I gotta piss so bad.
Really went to work. So let's start off with a good friend of ours. I think this is his first voicemail, but unfortunately, we won't be seeing Captain Felton this pro season. Here's Captain Felton.
This is your captain speaking from Vancouver. While the season may be over, sadly, I will not be making an appearance. I was hoping to have my tickets booked tomorrow for Game 7 to come hang out with you all. Just not the case. However, what did we kind of expect from this team? Sadly, just wasn't the year. However, let's regroup and snag it next year. Sadly, the other thing I was going to say as well is Tampa had to get punched in the mouth getting swept, 4-0 by the Columbus Blue Jackets back in 2018 before they won. So hopefully this is the wake-up call that we need, and next year we can get the job done.
Next year. Can I also read you? We don't have any words, and we know you don't want to hear them. We understand your anger, your frustration, your sadness. Everything you're feeling, we get it. This isn't the ending we imagined, and certainly not the one we wanted. Thank you for being there the entire way. The famous Tampa Bay Lightning tweet they sent out right after the Jackets swept their ass in the playoffs.
I thought that was the 91.7 morning show's
Oh my! That's 2 times you've now found a way to 2 times. Yeah, I mean, small amount of words on it. What the fuck, boys? Like, what the hell was that? Very weird situation. I'll tell you at Oilers Nation, we love and support the Ben Stelter Foundation. Win, lose, or draw. And for a money update right now, $689.59.
Well done.
What up? Brett, who's next on the voicemail line?
Alrighty, let's go through. We have a lot of first-time callers, so
Love that.
this next one's going to be coming from not Sam, but just Sam.
I think it's time that we realize the truth of it all. Knoblock's got to go. Bowman's got to go. Jackson's got to go. Find a way to get rid of Nurse, Frederick, and Jari. We need to find players who are willing to pester on the forecheck. Absolutely ridiculous, soft playing Oilers team this year. We need guys with heart and guys who are willing to chase down that puck like it means something to them. Good luck next season. I hope we start off strong.
Next year. You guys gotta hit your ending points a little bit better on these voicemails because I never know. Let's go cup year. Next year. Yeah, I don't think they're going to get rid of all Nobby, Bowman, and Jeff Jackson. And if you got to get rid of Nurse, Freddie, and Jari, you're going to have to attach some things to those assets, or some assets to those players. I don't think you're going to be shipping out all three of them, but yeah, man, no lies detected in what you said, at least. I got nothing there to add.
Well, it's just like, in theory, there's a lot of great ideas in theory about what you could do, but there's a lot of challenges to doing them. Like, if Darnell Nurse just puts his foot down and says, come hell or high water, I do not want to be traded this season.
Then he's not getting traded.
If Trent Frederick says, I'm perfectly fine being here, everything's great, no worries. Then Trent Frederick's not getting traded. You know what I mean? Like, they have no move clauses. So I totally get the frustration, though.
Fair enough, Bert. Next up.
Coming up next is not A-Rod, not J-Rod, but X-Rod?
Hey, guys. X-Rod here. Long-time listener, first-time voicemailer. Pretty early on in the season, I fully accepted that they were going to regress a little bit, especially after 2 back-to-back finals appearances. So ultimately, it is what it is. Positives are this might be what management needs to really retool this team and take a good hard look at where their deficiencies lie and hopefully address them properly. So this might be the kick in the butt that everyone needs to get better. That's all I have to say. Have a good night.
Next year. Throw up the X. We appreciate that from you, X-Rod.
Great
call. I choose to, once again, it's all loser talk. We're losers right now, but I'm immediately going to try and find the positive spin zone, and that it is a long off-season year, rest and recover, and hopefully the Oilers are more dialed in to the regular season. It won't be so so shell-shocked when it comes to the NHL playoffs. Bert, keep it rolling.
Up next is Buff Snelda.
Well, there's a minute left in the third period, and this season has been a bummer, I have to say. I hope that they get lots of rest on this off season and that there's some changes so that next season is much better. I hate the Ducks. Fuck the Ducks. Bordsy, I need some uplifting for this post game. I used to live in Edmonton and didn't like the snow, so I moved away, far away from any hockey area. So I thank the Nation Network and Nation crew for having somebody to talk hockey with, even if it's just in the chat on YouTube. Anyways, Tammy, hope everything goes well with your upcoming surgery. Lots of healing to you. And next season better be a whole lot better than this season. That's all I have to say. Game is done. I don't want to watch this handshake line. Bummers.
Hey, this is Buff Snelda again. I forgot to leave one more message. Fuck the Ducks! Okay, next year.
Come here! Clap it up for Buff Snelda from the top rope.
Very good.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Was everybody else really surprised on that voice that was attached to that name?
Yeah.
Buff Snelda. And what? Don't say just the YouTube chat to talk hockey, all right? Like, this is a family, all right? This is Nation citizens, and it's awesome because we get people who obviously live in Edmonton, and everybody wants to talk oil. But I never take into account how many people watch this show and talk in this chat who are maybe from Edmonton, have a tie to Edmonton, but don't currently live there and don't have the boys group chat like I got going on about every minuscule thing that happens about the Oilers. And we have created our own group chat. Boys, thanks for being a part of this group chat we've created.
No, it's great to hear. I mean, like, this is what the game can provide. It can provide a community. It is a great, meeting point because it's, nothing's better than the game. Honestly, it played at a high level. Sport with its very definite answer. It's a result. It's yes or no. It's win or lose. That's what draws us to the game because life rarely provides us so definite answers to things. And tonight's one of these nights where we get an answer, we don't like the answer, but we can all come together. So it's great to have that over the course of a season.
Sports brings people together.
I'll give a big shout out to the chat. You guys are hilarious in the chat. I giggle. I try not to giggle so much, but you guys are so funny. So give yourselves a round of applause. And like the cool community that I met, like Mrs. Burns, Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns.
We hugged Bo today. There's Saucy Amber. So many people that we met. Northside Norm.
Lance Kane.
Lance Kane. Hilarious CBC segment. Sorry that you got stuck there. But
Lance, you a fan of the Oilers? Can't tell. Can't tell. Oh, he's going to have to take that off now. If you didn't know, Lance has half blue, half orange on his hair.
Oh, God.
And half blue and half orange on his mustache.
How do you do that?
Punk rock. That's how you do that. Lance, respect, brother. Keep it rolling, Brett. You keep it rolling, too.
All right. We actually got a voicemail from an old friend, Connor Brown.
Hey, it's me, Connor Brown. I'm not the real Connor Brown. I just play him in the chat. My real name is Liam. Yeah, it was a good year. Well, it wasn't a good year, but it was a fun year, and thanks for all the live shows and all the chats, and it was great. Go Oilers, Cup year 2027. By the way, I will be retiring the Connor Brown moniker after tonight's show, and I'll be coming back next year with something fresh. I think the team's going to be nice and fresh. So,
but we got things. But we got things to get off our chest. You know, it's the last time.
Is it, Brett?
It's back now.
Yeah, it is back.
It'll take a second for YouTube to get back.
There we go. All right. Well, you keep them rolling. Chat, just hit refresh. You keep them rolling with the voicemails. What do we got?
Well, this is great timing because this voicemail is coming in from Big Wiener.
Well, I hate to say it, but I saw this coming. You look at how the end of the regular season went. With the injuries they had, I had a feeling that was going to spill over into the playoffs, and then more injuries during the playoffs. And then that just took a toll on the team. You look at the defense, the offense, the goaltending was just god-awful. They weren't playing like a team that's been to the Cup Finals 2 years in a row, that's for sure. They look like a team that's never played before. And then I get they're injured. They're playing at like 50% of what they are. But, I mean, this is, like I said, playoff hockey. They got to make adjustments. Like Knoblock, who's taken the team 2 years in a row to the Cup Finals, need to make those adjustments. And he just looked like an absolute rookie. And I get it. The other Anaheim coach, he's a phenomenal coach. The guy's a legend, in my opinion. But, I mean, like I said, you've been there years in a row. You have to make those adjustments and make it show that you've been there before. Yep, got to get rid of Bouchard and Nurse and do something with the goalie. And also, what do you guys think? Is Knobloch done? Do you think McDavid might move on after his contract's up? Anyways, Big Wiener out.
Next year.
I
got to pick my phrasing better here. Did Big Wiener just try and slip Evan Bouchard into that? Did you just say the Oilers should trade Evan Bouchard? Did I hear that properly?
Yes, you did.
You had me. You had me entirely up until then, and then I completely forgot everything you said because, no, I'm not trading Evan Bouchard. Do I think Nobby's done? I think it's entirely likely, but once again, if what I think is going to happen, I think he's just going to have an incredibly short leash next year. Better not start 2-9-1 because he'd be gone by then. Anything to add? Do you want to trade Bouchard?
He's not untouchable.
Do you want to trade Evan Bouchard?
No.
Thank you. That was the question.
No. But he's not untouchable. No,
let's leave that there before you say something that I clip. No, it's good. Alrighty, next voicemail is coming.
I lost so much respect for Oilers Nation for watching that clip. I've given you enough.
Connor Brown, we love you, and we're excited to see who you have next for the chat as well. I just saw he's in here.
Oh, I was like, that wasn't the last one. Well, the next one is coming in from somebody who's not bald. It's Harry.
Hey, Oilers Nation, it's your boy Harry. And I'll be honest, boys, I'm distraught. I'm sad. And my anger that started for the Anaheim Ducks 9 years ago has been reignited full force. But I'm going to try to be a little bit more positive because, to be honest, I thought that their ceiling this year was maybe losing in the conference final. This is a bit of a stinger, but I think the team needs this. They've played the most hockey in the last 4 years. They need a long summer to recover. All of their boys have been banged up. They've probably been banged up all year for all we know. Now's the time to recover. This summer is going to have a lot of cap space to make big swings. I hope they can get at least a couple things done. Maybe we can get Dickinson back. Maybe we could get Murphy back. I just hope that they can recover and be healthy. That's all I'm looking for. Well, boys, until next season, Bordsy, you know where to contact me. It's your boy Harry, out.
Got you. Next year. Next year.
Next year.
That voice is unbelievable from Harry. That's his real voice. Yeah. That's him. Harry, you got ideas? As I said, I will. You emailed the contact submission form. I got your information, so I'll reach out to you. I was waiting to see how the season would go, and now we go into summer content mode. That's where guys like Menzies, Brett, and I do our finest work, I will say. So I'm excited for that. Bert, keep them rolling.
All right, coming up next is a guy that I've been wanting to bring back for a while. Not Desharnais, but Vinny.
Bordsy, Brett, the BBL, everyone at Oilers Nation. Not the way we wanted the year to end, but thank you for everything. Also, just a little bit of positivity here. Last year, the Avs got eliminated in the first round, and well, we all know what they went on to do this year. Let's do the same next year, boys. Next year.
Next year. Shout out to him. That's my thing. I started. Actually, I needed a little bit of that positivity with Colorado Avalanche. That's, once again, we're getting deep into the loser bag, but that's vaguely positive for me, Michael Menzies.
Yeah, no, it's good. That was a good call. And
first round exit. Once again, the Avs haven't done anything yet, but they've had one hell of a season and had a good regular season, which is what I'd like to see the Edmonton Oilers attempt to do next year. Bert, how many more do we have left?
We have 4 more left. Next one coming in from Westside. Westside
here. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I don't even know what to say about this one. This one hurts a lot. But what a horrible year from start to finish. Like, it just started out like shit. Went through the whole year like shit. The Jari trade happened like shit. And, yeah. We're out in the first round in 6 games to the Anaheim Ducks. We lose to a guy named Veal. And what was that guy named? Wash? We got washed and Veal down our fucking throat tonight. In all series. Maybe next year? I don't know. Knobber gone. Bowman gone. Hands down. Bye-bye. Next year? Question mark?
Next year? Next year. Put some batteries in that thing, man.
Oh, is that the
I assume that was the smoke detector, but it picked up in pace the more at the end there. It started every 10, 15 seconds, and then it was every 2. It felt like. I was like, is he playing?
That's really funny because that woke me up at my house today because that went off beeping like that, and I addressed it immediately at 5:30 in the morning.
He's at the basketball gym. Just shoes squeaking all over that motherfucker.
Working on his handles.
My house is on fire, Pete, but I just want to bring some positivity to Oilers Nation because they've been so good to us.
It started going even faster.
It picked up in pace.
Dude.
Oh, man. Get that checked out. But I appreciate the call. It was really beeping. It got faster, LOL. Okay, next one up, Bert.
All right, we got 3 more. This next one's coming in. This next one's coming in from Kenzie.
Hey guys, just want to say that I love watching the show lots and obviously really upset that this has to be the last one, but just really tough loss tonight. Haven't been this upset in a while, but you know what? It may not be a cup year, but it's a next year. Okay, the Oilers are going to be back better than ever next year. We got this. It's tough times in oil country right now, but hope will never die. Let's go.
Next year.
Next year.
We will always have next year, and we will always have hope. Damn it. Ain't no one ever going to take that away from me. And thanks for watching this season. We appreciate it. It's always funny because, like, you look at the number of how many people are in here and how many thousands tune in from time to time, but I've said it before. We're just talking to a wall right now.
We're
like,
looking at a wall.
I'm just looking at a wall with a camera, and hi, Brett's over there as well.
What's going on?
Hi, Battle, you too.
Really
You're also there as well. But
I really help. I'm a good buffer.
it's really it's wild to meet you guys out in person and be like, wow, like you think of how many people that number is in a room. You need a pretty big room. So we appreciate you guys watching. And I always say this. Saw a guy earlier today at Dog Patch who just came to get lunch, and he was like, "Bordsy?" I was like, "Are you here for the event?" He's like, "No." He's like, "What up, dude?" And always say it, but without you guys, I'll speak for myself, I literally don't have a job. If you don't watch, I don't have an income. So your guys are a big part of that, and I appreciate it. Next year.
I should probably not say I'm a good buffer while I'm behind the scenes here right now. So anyways, 2 more voicemails. This next one is coming in from Bubba Willie.
I really don't mind Knoblock. I don't think he's nearly as bad as people make it out. But I do hope that the Oilers can get Bruce Cassidy to take over next year, because I think when this core has been together through 3 or 4 coaches and they still have these same kind of issues, the head coach obviously isn't going to fix it. But I think that they need a coach that's going to actually call them out, and especially the star players, call them out when they're not playing well and just call it the whole team. Because I think the biggest problem from this year is just an attitude problem of just like entitlement and effort. And I think that they need a coach that, even though everybody says that he wears thin after a couple of years, I think that this team needs somebody that has more of that high energy and that will call them out whenever they start to get too complacent and just expect to, get carried by McDavid or just get carried in general and expect to win. So, yeah, I think next year it'll be fine, but it'll be a fun summer.
Next year. I can kind of agree with that, where you sometimes just want a coach that cracks the whip against the star players, holds everybody accountable. Now, as far as cracks the whip, maybe not a great description, but not physically, not literally. But I just don't know how common that is in the modern day NHL. It still exists, but we've heard guys like even John Tortorella be like, I have to grow to be softer in this modern day because your generation. I'm kidding.
Well, Cassidy grinds on his teams. Like he's a coach with a shelf life with teams. They've talked about it in Vegas that,
that's what led to it.
That was a 4-year cycle. Boston was, I think, 5 or 6 seasons. Which are longer tenures anyway, I guess, for any coach in the NHL in this day and age. But that is something to keep in mind. Like the Vegas team turned on Cassidy, but he did deliver a cup. So it swings and roundabouts, right?
Chad says, I don't know. I think the issue lies higher up the chain. Jackson and Bowman. I'd like to now refer back to the poll I made 90 minutes ago, probably.
Which was basically 50-50.
It is 51-49 right now. Bowman, Nobby, who would you rather have gone? With 494 votes. 6 more people vote so I can get an even 500. And then I'll end that poll. Bert, is this the final voicemail of the 2026 NHL season?
This is the final voicemail of the 2025-2026 season. And this voicemail comes. This voicemail comes
I do, actually.
from the man who sent the first voicemail in the history of voicemails so far of this, on the show, I should say.
One of the best voicemails, quite honestly. It was one of the best. I said, wow, what a wonderful voicemail it was.
This voicemail comes in from Austin.
To Bordsy. Brother,
You have fired this fucking band up all fucking year and done it superbly well, might I add. Menzies and that beautiful BBL. What more do I say? You're fucking peachy, buddy. That crazy bastard in the middle there. Love you too. I love you too, even though your ability at the craps table is to be determined. But, you know, Tyler, when he calls us idiots, fucking Liam, all of you fine individuals. I love you all, and I'm very thankful for you. Battle in that back room doing the hard work. Bread man, hey, you know what? You guys, this is what makes these moments worth it. And a lot easier is when we got a family to fall back on, and I'm fucking thankful for every single one of you. Hey, hope will never fucking die, and it's a goddamn cup year, whether I have anything to say about it.
Cup. Next year. Austin, you're the man. We appreciate you. You've been here every step of the ride. Really been here since pre and post game launched and existed. This is the third season that I've been lucky enough and been able to sit in this chair, talk to you guys every single game night for an hour pre and an extended period of time on Oilersnation After Dark. Can't hold us to 60 minutes. You guys make this job absolutely incredible. We do have the greatest gig in the world. I can't believe someone pays us to do this and make the jokes that we do. But you make it everything, guys like Austin, and really every one of you. If you came by at any point this season, popped in the chat, came in, threw down a like, you're subscribed, you follow us on socials, it's, as Austin said, it's what makes the journey all so much fun when you can do it with a bunch of like-minded people. And everyone in this chat has been awesome this season. We've put up with a couple trolls here and there, but for the most part, it has been everybody love everybody.
Yeah, as someone who's been here for, I think I only missed 2 games this year, which was a stark difference from last season where it was between Pat and I doing the show, and now this year was predominantly me, and it was every night we were sat here, and for the back half, it was all here in this studio, and I couldn't thank everybody here enough for such a wonderful, it was a long season. It felt short at times, but it was a long season. And whatever happens next year, whoever's here next year, whatever changes may happen or stuff like that, appreciate everything that's happened this year.
Woo! You guys got anything for the folks?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say it's been a real treat, joining the fold here. I took a pretty big risk. I sort of came to Oilers Nation with no guarantees on a very, very limited writing contractor type of job with no real, guarantee of doing on air, and left behind, a pretty comfortable salary, different perks to be able to do it. And, it's crazy how life is, how quickly it can flip, but it's been a real privilege to be able to do this. There is nothing better than to do the games. That's what it's all about. And so, it's been really appreciative of Bordsy for having me on, and we've had great chemistry and to meet so many people. Brett, I've known for a long time. Pangs, I gotten to meet Battle. I've gotten to meet, we get to watch Jeopardy at 4:30. We get to BS, hang out, and it's just like watching a game with your buddies. So there's nowhere else. If I was missing games, I would rather be here. I'd rather do it here. So it's been fun, and thank you for welcoming me to the fold.
Dude, you fit like a glove. It's been unreal to have you. We love you, Menz.
Thank you.
And Pangs, you have a real job. So we only get you whenever you are willing to grace us with your presence. But, man, yours always door open policy. We'll pull in a third seat every single time. We said it today on pre-gaming. I was like, man, I have so much fun when it's the 3 of us. It's the 4 of us, the 5 of us.
Absolutely.
I'll leave Waz out of it because he wasn't part of the show, but he was here tonight.
And just a huge shout to you guys. You guys are here showing up every single fucking game. You guys are just delivering the best fucking content. I'm swearing. I don't swear. But I'm swearing.
That's right. Let it out.
And you know what? Like you guys are just so in sync, and you guys make this fucking work. So congrats to you guys. Thank you for always having me. And next fucking year.
Next year. Okay, should I do what I
Ned
promised?
Lukasevich. One more time.
Should I do what I promised quickly,
Yeah, I'll
and
come
then we'll
join
head
you
on out?
too. I'll come join you.
You guys just for one.
I'll just I can do the play-by-play here. So, as promised, there was going to be
Come sit right here.
some debts paid. Yeah. Oh, I saw a video like this once too. The crouching.
No free ads, but
yeah.
I can't hide the can anymore.
Yeah.
So you know
Here
what
you go.
DoorDash was feeling earlier today.
So now we're gonna see.
Ooh, great work, Bert.
Yeah.
I do good at this.
It's happening. Yes, Austin. It is happening.
This is for you, Austin. You've been
Yeah.
asking all season. That's another
There you
good
go.
one.
There's a lot of chords. There's a lot of stuff. Limited space, so that we're just making the best of the space at the
Okay.
moment.
Just gonna get a pre-crack here on this thing.
Yeah. Just
All right.
loosen the lid there a little bit, as you do, of
Let me
course.
get on there one more. All right, chat. I love the shit out of every single one of you. It's been one hell of a year. It wasn't a cup year, but there's always going to be next year.
Next year.
See you on the other side.
There it is. Wow.
Boys.
Oh. There we go. Oh, yes. Well done. Well done. Well done.
All right, Austin. You've been asking for 82 games plus. You get that as well, brother. That'll do it for us here on Oilersnation After Dark. Shout out to all of our sponsors. They're a big part of everything we do. You guys are the best. Chat's the best. And there will always be next year.
Next year.
Talk to you then.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.